Hello everyone and welcome to the beginner's course for Microsoft Word. Now Microsoft Word is a very popular software in the Microsoft Office software series. Now Microsoft Word is used basically for texting and making text and making documents, okay? So let's take a look what you will learn in this comprehensive course of Microsoft Word. So in this course you will learn the basics, which include the interface, shortcut keys, and etc. You will also learn how to create documents and use of templates, and then also how to add text, copying and pasting, and other formatting as well. Now the course is sized up in 4 sections, and after each section you will find a class project where you will have to practice what you have learned in your previous lessons, okay? So if you follow the course, then you will go into a beginner's level of Microsoft Word, okay? So go ahead and get enrolled in this course, and I will guide you through this course altogether, okay? So let's go ahead and go to our first lesson on Microsoft Word. Welcome guys to the first lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson, I'm gonna go over the start screen. Now what is the start screen? Once you open Microsoft Office or Microsoft Word, you will find an interface that will show you the templates and other functions that are in the start screen, which include the home screen, blank page, and other functions. So let's go over to Microsoft Word and take a look what kind of interface you're gonna face once you start up your start screen of Microsoft Word. So I'm currently over here in the Microsoft Word start screen, and you can see that the interface looks like this. We have our blank documents, welcome to Word, and single spaced. All of these are templates that you can use to your advantage. Now the templates are of a many use, okay? So if I go and click on more templates, you can see that there is this new option right over here, and it says blank document. Now if you want to open a blank document, you can just double click on it and you'll find that there is this blank document file right over here, and you can just start on typing or doing whatever project that you are supposed to do. So if I go back, and here in the templates, for instance, if you want to make a resume or a CV, you can find that template right over here as well, bold modern resume, then snapshot calendar. Then all of these templates are available to you guys, okay? So you can use them for free, but you have to have an internet connection to do that as well. All right, so let's go back and take a look at our interface. Now this is the start screen. So the start screen basically is comprised of all of these options right over here that you can see here. Okay, so I've clicked on home, so now I'm in the home page right over here. Okay, so if I go ahead and open some new page, let's say if I want to open a blank document, I can go to new, and you can see that there are these templates available, and also I have the blank document over here, and I show you guys how you can open the blank document. You just need to click on it like this. You can just click on it once and it will open a blank document just like that, okay? To go back, you don't have to click on home, you just need to click on the file right here, and you'll go back to the start screen right over here. Now in the far left side of the start screen, you can see here there's this back option. If I click here, it will take me back to my blank document, and if I go back, you can see beneath it we have is the home button. All right, so the home button is basically the home screen button right over here, and the new, I already showed you what the new option does. Now if I want to open something, let's say if I click on open, you can see it says documents right over here, and you can also connect it to your drives as well. So OneDrive is connected right over here, and you can connect it by going to your account, and I'll show you that in a moment. And you can see here there are more options like your previous projects that you finished. They're right over here. Some of them are saved. Now if you want to go back to your previous project, you just need to click right over here. Just once click them and you'll find your previous projects right over here saved. Alright, so to go back, I'm just going to click on files and we're going to go back to open right over here. And you can see here there are these pinned options as well. If you want to pin something, like this one is pinned and this one was opened today, that's why it was like right over here. And now if I go to folders, you can see here all of these folders that are available to your desktop or it's connected to your computer. You can open these folders if you have any document files laying over there. Okay, pretty simple as that. So these are the folders right over here, and if I go down the OneDrive, you can see you'll find this PC, which is your computer, and you can add a place as well, or you can browse for a folder that you want to open. So I'm not going to open it right now. All right, so that is the open option from Microsoft Word. Now beneath the open option, you can see that there is a whole new ribbon options right over here. For instance, this is info. If I go to info, you'll find all of these options, and from here you can find out all your projects information from here. Okay, so project document, if I click on project document, it will ask me if I want to keep it on always open, read only, encrypt with password, or anything else. There's restrict access. You can restrict people from accessing your projects that you save, that you can do that as well. Okay, so this is the project document, and we have this inspect document as well. Check for any issues. You can inspect your documents if there are any problems or any issues with your projects. You can find them out just like this. Check accessibility, check compatibility. You can also compare compatibility, check the compatibility of your projects as well. So next we have is the manage documents option. Now if I click on manage documents, you can actually you'll have this option of recover unsaved documents that you previously did. So if I browse for unsaved documents, you can see that the folders open up, and if there are any documents like that, I'll find them very easily. So let's go back to info. So these were the options right here in the info. All right, so this is basically for one project right over here. Now if I just go ahead and unclick, let's say go to home, and now if I just go ahead and open a blank document, you can see that it opens up a new one because the previous one that wasn't saved, so I opened a new one just like that. Okay, also since this one is selected right now, I can actually save if I have edited anything extra, or I can save as well if I want to change the name or anything else. So like this, you can see here I can change or save as or save it in any folder that I can select from right over here. And now if I want to print my project, I can actually go over to print right over here, and you can see you'll need a printer for that, obviously. So you can just set it up to Microsoft Print to PDF. You can also download it as a PDF file instead of a hard copy. Then you can select if you want to print all pages or not. Then there is this print one-sided. If you want to print only one-sided pages, you can do that. Collided, portrait, orientation, letter, and then normal margins, and all of these options. You can actually set up the whole page very easily. Very slick options that are available on Microsoft Word. Okay, so if you want to share your document as well, you can do that as well. You can share it to people with other Microsoft accounts. You can save it to cloud if you want, and you can send it to emails as well if you want. Okay, so these are all the options. You can also, you'll have this option of post to blog, which is very useful to bloggers who are using blog pages or blog websites. They can directly post their blogs from Microsoft Word to their blog as well. Okay, and if you want to export it, for instance, if I go back, if I want to export it, I can create PDF files, create PDF or XPS files as well. All right, change file type as well. If I want to change the file type from document to other formats, if I want rich text formats, plain text, single file, web page, save as another file type, you can do that as well. You just need to click on save as at the end as well. And if I click on close, it will just close the whole project, and it will just bring me back to my blank document just like that. All right, now if I go back to file, at the end you'll find these three options as well. Now these three options are very important as well. Now for instance, this is your account. Okay, from here you can change the interface colors or anything else that you are required to change, or if it's to your leisure that you want to change something, you can do that as well. If there are any updates for Microsoft Word, you can click here for updates, and beneath the Office updates you'll find this about Word, which gives you the information about this version of Microsoft Word right over here. Okay, everything you need to know. All right, so that is this panel, and here you'll find if you want to sign out from your account, you can do that. If you want to switch accounts, then you can do that as well very easily. Then account privacy, you can manage your settings from here, your privacy settings, whatever you need to check right over here. You can find all of these options from here. Okay, so for instance, your privacy matters, and then learn more about where your settings apply. Okay, so required diagnostic data, then optional diagnostic data, all of these connected experience. Then we have these experiences that download online content. You can download online content directly to Word as well very easily, and then all connected experiences. Okay, so you can see it is very easy to set up your account from here. Now the Office background, if you want to change your background, you can do that. Okay, so let's say if you want to use clouds, you can do that as well. Okay, just select them. I'm just gonna keep it on the circuit because it looks good. And then we have the Office theme. Now in my Microsoft Office, I turned it to black, so it doesn't reflect any colors. Now if I turn it back to white, you can see that it goes back to the traditional Microsoft Office background color. Okay, it is very bright. You can keep it as like this as well if you want, so I'm just gonna keep it like this for now. Okay, and now beneath that you'll find these connected services options right over here. Now personally, right now currently I have only the OneDrive connected to my Microsoft Word account right over here. If you want, you can add more services, for instance Google Drive or anything else. If you want to add, you can just click here and then click on storage, and it'll ask you if you want OneDrive or if you have any other services available on your computer. You can do that as well. You can select it. Once you have one of these services, it will appear right over here: OneDrive for Business, OneDrive, and this is the personal OneDrive right over here. Okay, very easy. All right, so this was the account. I hope this was helpful, and now let's go to feedback. Now if you want to add feedbacks as well, like send a smile, you can find this option right over here in the top right corner right over here as well. Okay, send a smile, send a frown, all right, whatever you're feeling. These are all feedbacks that give back to the Microsoft company for them to review, and then they can correct that mistake that you've noticed them about. Now if you have something that you didn't like, you can just send like I don't like something, and if I send like this, if I go over here, and here I can type anything, and then feedback, I can add my feedback to Microsoft Word right over here. Okay, so let's get back and to our feedback here. If I like something, I can do that as well. Like I don't like something, this is changed to I like something. You can include in your description box right over here, and from here in this description box you can explain what is wrong with you, or what is wrong with this function that is happening here. Or if you like something, if you want to compliment them, you can do that as well. You can also include a screenshot. If you desire to include a screenshot, you can do that. You can contact me about this feedback as well. You can add an email address which you can communicate with the Microsoft Office people who are working there. You can communicate with them as well. By pressing submit, your feedback will be used to improve Microsoft products and services. Like I said earlier, these feedbacks are basically for them to improve on any function that is not happening correctly, or if there is something they need to know, they are known by this process right over here. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to file and back to feedback. Now if you have a suggestion that might help them, like you think that there's this function that is not working but I have a better idea, you can add that as well. Like for instance, if I click on I have a suggestion. Alright, so in feedback to Microsoft right over here, you can demo them over here like this, that you can do it like this, and then you can add your suggestion right over here, just like the same process as the frown and giving a smile as well. Alright, so just like that you can do that. And now here, after the feedback right over here, you'll find this options option right over here. Now if I click on options, it'll take me to this Word options file or option right over here, to this window. Now from here you can change these general settings like optimize for best appearance, optimize for compatibility, then you have show mini toolbar. All of these, this is basically for you to set up your own interface for Microsoft Word. Okay, so you can just go around here from display, proofing, save, language. You can set the language as well, ease of access. You can make your access much more accessibility. You can make them much more easier by using all of these options right here. For instance, this is make your document accessible to others. Keep accessibility checker running while I work. You can do that as well. Feedback options, provide feedback with good sound scheme, and then provide feedback with animation. You can switch to that as well. So currently this one is selected right over here. You can see here, provide feedback with animation. And then we have this advanced options right over here. Okay, and then we have customize ribbon. Ribbons are basically these options right over here. You can set them up however you want. All right, so you can see here, align paragraphs right over here. Okay, align left, align everything else right over here. Okay, so these are all ribbons. You can set them as you desire. All right, then we have main tabs as well, blog post, insert, outlining, all of these, which is here, insert, design, layout. All right, so these are basically the mini tabs that are available here on your ribbons. Then we have the quick access toolbar as well. Okay, so the quick access toolbar, you can set it up as well as you desire, as however it suits you. All right, add-ins, you can add stuff as well. Okay, so these are all advanced options. Okay, so you don't need to go over here. All right, so if I tell you that here, if you go to advanced, and if I scroll down, all right, to this display option right over here, you can see you'll find this option called show this number of recent documents, and over here you'll find that it would be set to 50. All right, so I have it set for 50 as well. This is somewhat of an overkill, too much. You can set it up to 25. Okay, after doing that, you can just go ahead and click on OK. All right, so now it will display only 25 documents per page. All right, so that was the options right over here. You can just customize however you want. All right, so this was basically the start screen for your Microsoft Word. All right, so I hope this was helpful for you guys, and if you want templates, you can go to templates as well. I told you earlier that you can have a lot of templates that are available right over here. If you want to create a resume, you can create a resume like template right over here. You can just click on create, and here you'll find all of these options. You just need to replace all of these elements right over here. You can add your own picture. You can give a profile over here, right over here. So basically it is as easy as that. Okay, so right over here, if I go back, I can just go ahead and create more. Now this is actually the recent whatever you did. All right, so if you want to open a blank document, you can do that. So this was the recent one which I opened. so I didn't use it, so it's still right over here. Okay, so this was basically the Microsoft Word start screen. All right, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you learned something. If you have any problem, you can contact us at any time. We're always here to help you guys. Okay, and with this, I'm going to go over in the next lesson. All right, so I'll see you in the next lesson. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson, we're going to explore the Word interface, the Microsoft Word interface and all of its functions, the ribbons and all of these functions that are available to Microsoft Word. I'm also going to give in the whole layout. I'm going to tell you what works and what doesn't, and what is going on the Microsoft Word interface as well. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's go to our Microsoft Word. So now we're back here on Word, Microsoft Word. Now you can see that this is a similar familiar interface to you guys. So the main interface that I want to show you right now is the blank document one as well. So basically, if you want to start a new project or a new document, you can just go ahead and click on blank document. You just need to click here once and you will find all of these options right over here. Okay, so currently you can see I only have file, home, insert, all of these options. Now by default you would find your interface just like this right over here. Okay, so this is the default interface, a very similar interface that has been around for decades on Microsoft Word. Now if you are familiar with Excel, PowerPoint and other Microsoft Office layouts, you would know that these particular options are called ribbons. Okay, and inside these ribbons we have these groups right over here. Okay, for instance, in home you can see here that the home interface has cut, copy, format, painter as well. Okay, I'll get here back a little later, but first let me introduce you all of these guys to this interface right over here, the top title bar. So this is called the title bar. Now you can see here it says document 6. That's because I haven't set any name for this project right over here. Now I can set the name later once I save it. Okay, so once I am saving it, I can set the name. Now here in the top left you'll find an autosave option right here. Currently it's turned on, and if you want to turn it off you can just go ahead and click here. So how do I turn on autosave? So there's this instruction right here. So right here currently it's turned off. If I want to turn it on I can do that as well. Alright, so autosave is very important. Now if you are working and then if your computer just dies on you, then you won't have any problem because it would be saving as you're working through the whole project. Okay, so next we have is this disk option, which is the save. You can also use it with Control+S. Now if you're using a Macintosh, a Mac, an Apple, then you can use the command option from here instead of using the control option on Windows. So it is very convenient for Macintosh users as well. Okay, so you just need to use the control or the command option from your keyboard. Alright, so here we have is the can't undo because I haven't done anything. For instance, if I type like this, alright, so now if I delete it again, and if I type right here, if I click right here, you can see here that this the last word that I used or the last letter that I typed has been brought back. Okay, and if I use this one right here, it is said repeat typing. Alright, so it will actually repeat my typing. Now if I just delete it and then click on it, it would just repeat my typing just like that. Okay, alright, so now if I do this, you can see here every single typing that I typed had been done. Now if I click on this redo typing, I can just bring back all of my options that I typed earlier. Okay, now next you will find this drop down right over here, which is called customized quick access toolbar. Quick access is basically this type of access right over here. So if I click here, you can see here automatic save. These are the quick access options right here. You can see new, open, save, email, quick paint, quick print, not paint, sorry, print, preview, and print, and then spelling and grammar, which is basically the insert option. I'll show you that later. Then we have spelling and grammar, read aloud, undo, redo, draw table. Okay, so these are basically the quick options that you can actually add. Okay, so undo, redo, save, and automatic save has been already selected. Now if I want to add a new, right here you can see here that a new blank document has been added. Now if I want to remove it again, I can just go ahead and click it and it will just remove it just like that. Okay, very easy for beginners to understand. All right, now at the middle of the whole title bar you will find this search bar. Now this search bar is very handy if you're not able to find any options. All right, let's say cut option. I want to find the cut option. You can see here they've given me the cut option from here. Okay, if I want to get the copy option, then I can just simply type in the copy and you'll find this copy option, which is also right over here. Okay, just in case you have trouble finding it, you can just go ahead in the search option and search for any command or options that are available. Okay, after this, the search bar right here, which is very handy, you'll find this your account or your appearance, account appearance right over here. Okay, so if you click on it, you'll find this your email and everything, your user information. Okay, basically. So after that we have these four options right over here. So if I start from the right side, you'll find the traditional close option. Now if you click on the close option, everything will be closed, everything will be undone, and basically if you don't have the auto save turned on, then you've lost your project. Okay, you'd have to do it again. And then we have the maximize and the minimize option. If I minimize it, you can see here it just minimized just like that. Then you can just do it like this. Okay, now you can also maximize it to the full screen mode as well. Then we have the minimize option right over here. Okay, so the minimize option is basically the minimizing option. Just click on it and it will just minimize the whole window. Okay, as simple as that. And then we have is this bar right here, which is called the ribbon display option. Now what is the ribbon display option? It is very simple. If I click on ribbon display option, you'll find it says auto hide ribbon, show tabs, and commands. Now if I click on auto hide ribbons, you can see every single ribbon has been hidden and the whole interface looks much more cleaner than before. All right, and if you want to get the whole interface back, you just need to go ahead and click on this three dots right over here and everything will come back just like that. All right, and if I go back over here, it says auto hide ribbon. I just clicked on it. Now if I just click on show tabs, all right, so you can see here it will only show the tabs, the same interface that I opened at the beginning of when I opened a blank document. Now if I want to undo all of this, I just need to go back to this ribbon display option and I just need to click on show tabs and commands and I'll get back the whole interface again. Okay, so it's as simple as that. All right, so I hope this part of the whole interface has been understood by you guys. Okay, now if I go down, I'll find all of these ribbons right over here. Now the file ribbon I actually showed you guys what it does. If I click on the file ribbon, it will take me back to my start screen option, but this is not the start screen. Basically this is actually for the document that I just opened. That's why it has this info save as option as well. From here I can save my document, I can change the name, I can print, I can share it, I can export it, and even close it. Okay, I don't want to close it right now, so I'm just gonna go back. So if you want to go back, you can just simply click on this back option right over here. Very simply, if you just click on it, they'll just take you back to your interface where you want to start your project. Now after the file option, I have the home option right here, the home ribbon. Okay, these aren't options, these are called ribbons. So basically the home ribbon, it consists of pasting, cut, copy, format, printer, all of these. You can see here these layouts or these ribbons, they are all divided. Okay, so I have the home ribbon right over here. You'll find all of these compartments right over here, which has the copy, keep pasting, formats, all of these options. And then we have these designs, or if you want to change the color of your text, if you want to change the line, if you want to give a line, if you want to make it italic, bold, everything in one compartment. And then we have the alignments as well. If you want bulleted text, you can do that. For instance, if I type in anything right here and I want to make this bullet, I can just simply click on it and you'll see that this has been turned into a bulleted option. Now if I press enter, you can see that it gets a bullet every time I press enter. Okay, so like that. Now if you want to turn this into numeric, like you don't want bullets but you want numbers, you can do that as well. Just clicking here, by clicking here in the numbers option, you can see that the numbers change, the bullets change to numbers. All right, so very simple. And if you want to do this as well, you can do that as well. You can customize it. All right, so all of these options are available with your compartments right over here. Okay, and then we have the other compartment which has all the styles that you want your text to display. All right, so basically you can change your fonts from here as well. Okay, so this is one compartment which is called styles. All right, this is called paragraph and font and clipboard. And at the end we have the editing right over here. In the editing option, you'll find replace, select options. Okay, so you can find any options that you want. You can navigate through here. You can see here, once I clicked on this find option, this navigation bar opened up and I can navigate from here as well. Okay, so if I want this cut option, you can just go ahead and select it from here. Okay, you can navigate from here. I'm just gonna cut it out now. All right, so that is basically the home ribbon from here. Okay, so next I'm gonna go over to insert. Now in insert, you'll find this whole cover page, which is the pages option right over here, the pages option available. And then we have tables option as well available right over here. And then I have this illustrations. Now in illustrations, if you want to give shapes, icons, 3D models, pictures, you can insert pictures as well on Microsoft Word. You can use charts, you can build charts, you can do screenshots as well. All right, 3D models, all of these you can add with these illustrations options right here, which you will find in the insert ribbon. Then we have add-ins as well. You can get add-ins from online. All right, you can browse them online. You can add add-ins to yourself by yourself if you want. Then you can search for these options on Wikipedia as well. Okay, so that is a good option for Microsoft Word as well. All right, then we have media. If you want to add online videos, like if you want to add any videos using links, you can do that as well. And you have this link option right over here if you want to add any links to websites or any other cross-reference. If you want to add bookmarks, cross-reference as well. If you want to add comments, you can do that as well. So comments have a separate compartment for itself. We have header and footer option as well right over here. If you want to add headers, if you want to add footers, page numbers, you can do that. And then we have the text options as well. Okay, if you want to change the text, quick parts, word art, signature line, if you want to change the date and time, you can do that as well very easily from in this text compartment. Then we have symbols as well. Okay, so you can add symbols like equations and symbols. Like if I go click on right over here, you can see here there are a lot of symbols like math symbols from here that you can add. Then we have is this let's go back to insert and symbol as well. If you want to add any symbols, if you want to add more symbols, you can just go here and you'll find a variety of library of symbols. Okay, so you can find a lot of designs right over here that you can add. All right, so if I want to add, let's say let's say I want to add this one right over here, insert, and you can see if I close it, you can see that this symbol has been added. It's like that. Well, let's delete it again. Okay, so if you want to type equation, you can do that as well. The equations right over here, if you type the equation, a math equation, they would give you the symbols that represent that equation as well. All right, very easy. So that was our insert ribbon. Let's go to the design ribbon right now. Now in the design ribbon, first you will find this themes option. Okay, now themes option is very handy as well. You can add a lot of themes. There are a lot of themes that are available on Microsoft Word that you can use from here. For instance, if I use the current theme is this one, if I want to use this theme, it will give me a whole variety of title and templates like this one. Okay, so if I start typing like this, I can just do it like that. Okay, and then after the themes, I have the colors as well. I can manage the colors however I want. You can see here there are a variety of colors that I can choose from, like Microsoft Traditional Office from 2007 to 10, Grayscale, Blue Warm, Blue 2, Blue Green. All of these options, color combinations are available. You can customize your own colors if you want. You can do that very easily. You can change the fonts from here as well, very easily as well. Okay, so there's Arial, Corbel, all of these fonts. You can see here Arial Black, which is a very popular font that is used globally. You can use that. All right, you can change the fonts, and then you can change paragraph spacing, effects. You can also add effects as well, very easily. Okay, and then you can see here if you want to add watermarks, for instance, if you want to keep a document, or if you want to keep a project, and if you want people to know that this is your project, you can add watermarks to it as well. Okay, you can add page colors as well. You can add page borders as well. So now since you have understood the design ribbon, let's go to the layout ribbon as well. So in the layout ribbon, you can find 3 compartments: the page setup, paragraph, and arrange. Okay, from page setup, you can set up margins, you can set up the orientation, you can set up the size, you can add columns, breaks, line numbers, and hyphenation as well. Okay, so you can add hyphens as well from here in the page setup. All right, so and in the paragraph compartment, you'll find indent, left. You can just set the whole spacing and size of the whole layout that is over here. All right, so you can opt it to whatever layout suits you. You can do that as well. All right, so then we have is the arrange compartment. In arrange, you'll find position, wrap text, bring forward, send backward. These are all not available right now because I don't have any documents right here right now. That's why they aren't available. Selection plane. Okay, you can select pane as well, and then align, group, and rotate. Okay, so these are the 3 compartments of layout, page setup, paragraph, and arrange. Now let's go to reference. Now what is reference? Reference consists of these compartments. So the first one is table of contents. Now if you want to add a table of content, you can do that as well. Very simply, you can just add table of contents, which is very important for blogs. If you're a blog writer, then if you're using Microsoft Word, then using table of contents is very important as well. Okay, so just know that you have to manually change them and edit them. All right, so after that, you can see you can add text, update your table as well. And then we have is the footnotes. Okay, from here, footnotes, you can add insert endnote and next footnote. You can just add footnotes from over here very easily. Then you can search from here, research bar. We have the research compartment, and then we have the citation and bibliography compartment as well. These are all advanced options that you can actually go ahead and explore these ribbons by yourself as well. And in the next compartment you can find the captions. Okay, if you want to add captions you can do that as well. Simply click on insert captions and you'll find that you have added some captions as well. We have the index and then table of authorities. These aren't much important, but you can actually mark an entry and then insert index and then insert table of authorities if you want. All right, so this is the reference ribbon. All right, and then we have is the mailings. Okay, so if you want to send emails or if you want to write a letter application, you can use this mailing ribbon. There's like create envelopes, labels, create compartment, start mail merge as well. You can see here start mail merge, select recipients as well. Okay, so then you can write and insert fields as well. All of these options you can use. Okay, so very easily you can use them. Preview results. All right, you can preview your results from here as well, and then finish. Okay, so this was the mailings. Basically, if you want to send emails or if you want to write letters, you can use this mailings ribbons from here very easily. Okay, so next we have is the review over here. Okay, the review ribbon. The review ribbon consists of proofing, speech, accessibility, language. If you want to change or translate any language, you can do that. Just be sure that you have a good internet connection. And then we have the comments again. Okay, you can show comments. You can add new comments as well. Tracking as well. You can track your projects, changes, compare, and then protect, and then hide ink as well. All of these options are available in the review ribbon. Okay. And now in the next one we have is the view option right over here. Now the view is basically how you want to view your project. Okay, so there's views right here, print layout. Basically if you want to print it, and then you have immersive, page movement, show, zoom, window, and macros, and SharePoint. Okay, all of these ribbons are not ribbons, these options available on your view option over here. Okay, now these were all the main ribbons. Next we have is the help ribbon. This is basically if you are facing any issues with Microsoft Word, you can go ahead here and you can contact support, you can give feedback, you can show training as well. All right, so basically the help ribbon, it only has one compartment. All right, so if you are facing any issues with all of these ribbons, you can actually give your feedback to Microsoft Office. Then we have this equation right over here, which gives you a mathematical perspective for Microsoft Word. Basically, if you're doing any maths or anything like that, if you're printing maths, then if you need these symbols, you can actually do that very easily. You can add these symbols very easily. Just clicking on them would just add these symbols like this. Okay, very simple. Okay, so these were basically the equations, and these were basically the ribbons of Microsoft Word. Okay, now if I go ahead into the left corner right over here, you'll find this other bar right over here. Now on the left side, I have this option, like it says page 1 of 1. Okay, so this is the first page, that's why it's showing page 1 of 1. Now if I went to page 2, if I add another page, then it would show the page 2 of 2. Okay, and if I come back over here, it will show page 1 of 2. All right, so that is basically the layout, the information for your projects over here. And another one right over here is 3 of 3 words. It's gonna show me the word count right over here. Okay, so basically how many words I write is gonna be shown right over here. Okay, so basically right now, since this is in one compartment right here, it shows 1 word. All right, so if I add more words, you can see here it says 2 words. Okay, and if I add more words like this, you can see that it shows 3 words like this. Okay, very simple. So basically it will show you your word count, how many words you've written. All right, basically just like that. And then if I want to add more words, I can do that. You can see here the word count just goes up as I add more characters and words. All right, next we have is this option, word found proofing errors, and then we have no macros currently available because currently I didn't add any macros. Okay, so no macros are showing right over here. So the next one is this focus. If you want to focus your whole interface into only the page, you can do this. Okay, now if I click on escape, it will just go back. Okay, so if I want to focus only on the page, I can just click on focus, and you can see that it will focus only on the page just like this. Okay, I don't have any ribbons or anything right over here. Okay, so if I click on escape, it will just bring me back to my normal interface. And then we have is the view right over here, read more option as well, and then I have the print layout. Now if you have set the layout however you want to print it, then if you can just go ahead and print it just like that. Web layout, if you want to view it as a web layout, you can click on it. All right, so very simple. And then another option is this zoom option. Okay, so if I turn up the zoom, you can see here it zooms in on the whole page just like that. Okay, zooms in and out. All right, so basically if you want to zoom in, you can just use this option right over here. Okay, very simple, just like that. Okay, so this was the interface of Microsoft Word. I hope now it's simplified to you guys. Now you've been familiarized with the whole interface. You know what ribbons are, what are these options do, what these options are capable of. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in another lesson. So I'm gonna end this lesson right over here. Okay, goodbye. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. Now in this lesson, I'm going to go over ruler, zoom, and spelling checking. Okay, spelling and grammars, which are very important for Microsoft Word, and ruler and zoom as well. Okay, so basically ruler and zoom, these are different aspects of Microsoft Word, so I'm going to show them separately. So let's go to Microsoft Word and take a look at these functions. So we're back on Microsoft Word. Right here in this interface, I have this blank document right over here. Okay, so now the ruler, I'm first going to show you guys the ruler, how it works, how you can set it up. Rulers are very important for you to measure up your page. Okay, so basically you won't find the ruler option available or turned on once you open up a blank page or a blank document on Microsoft Word. You have to go ahead and insert it or turn it on manually. So how do you actually turn on a ruler? Alright, so to turn on rulers, you have to first go from home. You would stay at home right over here. You'd have to go to this view ribbon right over here. And from here in this show compartment, you'll find this ruler option. Now notice once I hover over this ruler option, there's this window tips right over here. These are very important and very useful as well. Now it says here, show rulers next to your documents. You can see and set tab stops, move tab borders, and line up objects in the document. Also, you can measure stuff. Alright, so basically that is the function of rulers. Okay, now to turn on the ruler, you would need to just simply click on the ruler and you will find that the ruler has been added very simply. Okay, so on the left side we have a ruler right over here, and at the top right over here we have a ruler as well. Okay, so from here you can start typing your words, okay, your document, whatever you need. Alright, now you can notice that the ruler over here, it is in inches, right? Now a lot of people, they prefer to be the ruler to be in centimeters. Now how are you going to change that? To change that, you can simply very easily go back to your file, click on file, you'll go back to this options option right over here, click on options, and you'll find this tab again. Okay, from here what you're going to do here is going to go to the advanced option again. From here you'll find this interface and you have to go down to display again. Okay, so we've been here in this option before, where once we change this, show this number of recent documents. but now this time I want to change the show measurements in units of. Okay, so basically it's first right now it's given in units. Now if I click on the drop down bar, you can see that you'll find these options called centimeters, millimeters, points, and picas. Alright, so from here, if I select centimeters, like I want my measurements to be in centimeters. Now once I have selected the centimeters, what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna go ahead and click on OK, and you can see that my ruler currently now is in centimeters. Okay, it's as easy as that. So basically, if you want to change it back, same process, just go back to File, Options, and Advanced. In the display, you're just going to go ahead and change it from centimeters to inches. Just click on OK, and you'll go back to this option right over here. Alright, so that is basically the function of setting up a ruler for your Microsoft Word document project. Okay, so now what you're going to do here, I want to discuss about the zooming. Okay, I want to discuss about the zooming. Now what is the zooming? You can see here, I previously showed you in the interface lesson that the zooming right here is this part right over here. Okay, now how do you actually zoom? So for instance, for that I need to add some text. Now to add some dummy text, what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna type in this equal sign and type in rand and give a bracket, and let's say I want a 5 by 5 paragraph text. Okay, and now I'm gonna press enter. Now you can see that I've got some useless random text right over here, 5 by 5 paragraphs of text. Alright, so from here, what I can do here is I can actually go ahead and zoom in. Okay, so to zoom in, I can just use the zoom roller right over here. You can see here it zooms in, and the definition is not really bad. Okay, so it's pretty clear. Okay, so if I want to zoom out, I can just go ahead and zoom out just like that. Or very easy, you can use this option. And if you're much more lazy, you can actually use the control button from your keyboard and then use your mouse roller to zoom in and out very easily. Okay, so that is basically how you zoom in and out. Okay, and another option you'll find is in the ribbon, view ribbon. You'll find after the show where you found the ruler, you'll find the zoom option from here as well. Now from here, if I click on the zoom, you can see you can actually edit how much you want to zoom in. Let's say I want it back to, let's say, 100%. Click on OK, and it just goes back to fitting in the screen. Alright, so if I want to, let's say I wanted 200, click on OK, and you can see that it zooms in 200. Okay, I also have this option right over here. If I want it back to 100, I can just simply click on here. Let's say I zoomed in like this, and I just don't know how to measure it back. Okay, so what I want to do it is I want to just go ahead and click on this 100%, and it will just go and return back to its original definition. Okay, so easy. So that is basically the function of zoom. Okay, so these are some of the types how you can use the zoom option to your leisure. Okay, so now let's go to the spelling and grammar mistakes. Okay, so now if you want to delete the whole text, you can just simply go ahead and click on Ctrl+A from your keyboard, and then you can just press on delete to delete the whole text right over here, or you can use the backspace as well to delete the whole text. Okay, now let me type in some text, and I want to make this a bit faulty so that Microsoft Word can recognize the faults and mark them. Okay, so let's, for instance, Word, let's use in MS Word, you can use N template 2, or let's give it freely. So here you can see here that the Microsoft Word, it recognized my fault instantly. Okay, so now if I, let's say, right click on this faulty misspelling, you can see that there are options that I can use to correct my mistake, like template. I wanted to type template, but it wrote template. Okay, so if I click on template, you can see here that it is corrected just like that. All right, now you might be wondering how you can actually fix the grammar of this text right over here, because there is a grammar mistake. Now you can actually change it, or you can actually take that by going to the review, and you'll find this spelling and grammar options. Now if I click on it, you can see that in my right side right here in the proofing, it says grammar right here. Okay, so grammar A before constant sounds. All right, so right here you can see here N, which is marked by a double blue underline. It is marked because it is not the correct grammar. Now I can select this by just going ahead and selecting like this, and it will recommend me A, so I can correct it. Now you can see that in proofing there is no mistakes left. Now if you want to check it in details, you can just go ahead to File, and from File you're gonna go to Options, and from here we're gonna go to this proofing. Okay, in proofing, if I go down right over here, when correcting spelling and grammar in Word, you can just see that there is check spelling as you type. So basically you can set this up if you're not finding that Word is not picking up your grammar mistakes. In that case, you might want to go over here and you might want to tick mark this option right over here. Okay, check spelling as you type. And then there's this other options as well, mark grammar errors as you type. So make sure that this is also turned on. And then frequently confused words. Okay, so these are all turned on, and I also like to turn this check grammar with spelling as well all the time as I type. Okay, so it is a very useful tool while typing. Okay, so because there are a lot of grammar mistakes that go unchecked, so you can actually get them in line by selecting these options right over here. After selecting these options, you can just go ahead and click on OK, and now you are free to do whatever work you require. Let's say when I start a article, and now if I click on spelling and grammar, you can see that it marked this A right over here. Now I can just go ahead and change it to N when I start an article. Okay, so it changed my grammar. All right, so that is basically how you check your spellings and grammars of your Microsoft Word. All right, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you guys have learned something, and if you have any problem, you can ask us, no problem. We're always here to help you guys. All right, guys, so with this, I'm going to end this lesson, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Okay, goodbye. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. Now in this lesson, I'm going to discuss about the quick access toolbar, and I'm going to show you how you can actually customize the quick access toolbar. So without wasting time, let's go ahead to Microsoft Word and take a look at what actually is this quick access toolbar. So here we are back on the Microsoft Word here, and you can see that this is the same lesson that I did previously in our previous lessons. And here I have my toolbar. The quick access toolbar is actually right over here. Okay, now I actually touched on this on the interface lesson, which was the lesson 2. So you would know that the quick access toolbar is actually right over here, this drop down icon right over here. Once I hover over it, it says customize quick access toolbar. Okay, so basically if I click on it, you can see here there are a lot of options right here, actually 15 options that you'll find, which has the automatically save, new, open, save, email, all of these. Now take a look here. If I select this one, and then if I go ahead and select this one, and also this one, and also this one, all of them are gone. Okay, only the quick access, the customization of the quick access toolbar is remaining. So basically if I select it from over here, I can actually manage them. For instance, if I want a new option right over here, I can add it just like that, just by clicking on it. And then if I want to add save, I've got that as well. I want automatic save, I got that one as well. And now if I want more, let's say like spelling and grammar, okay, and then if I want undo, and then also I want redo as well, I got these options right over here as well. Okay, very simple and very easy to organize. Okay, so now if I want, let's say I use a lot of tables for my projects, okay, so and I need the table right at my fingertips. So if I want to add the table, I can just go ahead. If I go over here, you can see here I won't find it right over here. Okay, the table option is not over here. So what I can do here is, I know that the table option is actually in the insert ribbon, inside the insert ribbon, right below the insert text. I'll find the table option right over here. Now how am I gonna actually add this to my quick access toolbar? I can add this by right clicking it, and you can see here the option comes up right away. Okay, so it says add to quick access toolbar. So if I click on it, you can see that the table option has been added to my quick access toolbar. All right, very easily you can add them. All right, so another option what you can actually do with the quick access toolbar is you can just go ahead and click on the quick access toolbar, and you can just go ahead and click on show below the ribbon. Well, now what it does is that it takes all of these options from here and it shows it below the ribbon right over here. Now a lot of people would recommend using the quick access toolbar like this, okay, but traditionally you will find the quick access toolbar right above the ribbon, just like this. Okay, and now what are you gonna do when you can't find a particular function, or these functions aren't appearing inside the ribbons? Now there are a lot of options that don't appear all the time in the ribbons. Okay, now to do that, you can just go ahead to your QAT or quick access toolbar, and you can just go ahead and select this option right here, more commands. Right here you can see that there are a lot of options to choose from. Okay, now basically this interface, it looks kind of familiar because this is basically the word options. You can actually go here. If I click on cancel, you can go it from clicking the file option, going to options, and you'll find this option right over here in the quick access toolbar. Okay, so simply it is basically a shortcut for this word options function. Okay, now in the right side you can see here the files or the options that I already selected for my quick access toolbar. Right now here, from here I can actually select any type of function that I want to add. Let's say I want to align left and I want to add this one to my quick access toolbar, and I just simply select it, and then I can just click on add and it will just get added just like this. All right, so once it is added, you can see here that it is not added instantly right here on the quick access toolbar, but I need to actually click on OK. After that, it has been added right over here, the align. Okay, so for instance, I want to align this one, so I'll just click on this align. All right, click on the align and you can see here it will just get aligned. Okay, so it is very easy. So let me remove it right now. And now if I go back to the more options, just go to more commands and you'll find this right over here. Okay, so I actually now I want to orient it. Okay, I want to make this more oriented or organized. All right, so you can see here it is first the new file and all of these. I can actually do that by selecting this and using this down bar and up bar. Let's say I want to put it beneath the auto save, or the save beneath the above the auto save and beneath the save option, and I want to keep this spelling grammar between these two. Okay, I can just select like that and click on OK, and you can see they have been organized just like that accordingly. Now another handy option here, if I go to more commands, you'll find is the separator. Okay, the separator is very important as well. Okay, so separator, it actually allows you to get your commands separated. Let's say I want to add a separator. Let's say add this one, and I want to add, let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6, let's add 5 separators. Add, and now I want to align this separator right over here and select this one to go right over here, and I'm going to select this one to go right over here, and this one to go over here, and also let's add another one to make it go right over here. So I've added separators in between every single commands, and now if I click on OK, you can see that there is this bar after every single command. All right, now if I set it up to show below the ribbon, you can see here it is, the separator is much more defined right now. Okay, so that's how you use and customize your quick access tool option. All right, so that is how you do this, and that is how you add more options as well. So I hope you've understood the quick access toolbar, how it functions, how you can actually change it, customize it however you wish it. Okay, so with this I'm going to end this lesson, and I will see you guys in another lesson. Okay, goodbye. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson I'm going to discuss about keyboard shortcuts. Now keyboard shortcuts are very handy when it comes to using Microsoft softwares. Now keyboard shortcuts can be accessed by your keyboard very easily. Now if you're a beginner, then you might not know what the keyboard shortcuts are, but as you start using it and getting used to the whole interface, then you would get in handy and working with keyboard shortcuts. So let's go back to our interface in Microsoft Word and take a look at the keyboard shortcuts that are available in Microsoft Word. So we're back on Microsoft Word, and from here I'm going to show you guys how you can actually use the keyboard shortcuts. So basically, if you want to, let's say, use this template word right over here, I can just simply select it. Now if I hover over it, you can see nothing happens, but if I use the Control+B option, you can see that it has been changed to bold. Okay, so if I also want to make this word, let's say I want to make it italic, I don't have to use my mouse to go and drag and click on over there. Here I can actually just go ahead and click on Control+I to make this word italic as well. Okay, so if I use Control+E, you can see that it gets aligned into the middle. So that is basically the keyboard shortcut for aligning in the middle. So if I hover over here, you can see here the screen tips. It is showing us that center represents by Control+E. Okay, so that is basically how you can actually find out the keyboard shortcuts. So keyboard shortcuts, basically, if I go hover over bold, you can see here it says Control+B. Make your text bold by clicking Control+B. So also if I want to select this one right over here, I can just simply go ahead and click on Control+B, and it will be bold just like that. Okay, very easily you can find out all the keyboard shortcuts using the screen tips right over here. For instance, if I go to, let's say, review and spelling and grammar, so if I hover over spelling and grammar, you can see that the keyboard shortcut for this is F7. All right, that's how you can find out the keyboard shortcuts. Now, if you want to find out more about these shortcuts, what you can do here is you can actually go ahead and type in this search button as well, and you can see here the search button also has a keyboard shortcut, which is Alt plus Q. Okay, so for instance, I'm typing right over here. Now if I click on Alt, you can see that my cursor goes over to this search bar over here, and now I can actually search for anything I want. So what I want to search from here is keyboard shortcuts. So from here, if I want to go for more results for keyboard shortcuts, you can see here search is over here. Okay, so now I can find the keyboard shortcuts. Now you can see here customize keyboard shortcuts, Microsoft support, keyboard shortcuts in Word, and then keyboard shortcuts for the file menu in Microsoft 365 for Windows, keyboard shortcuts for in Microsoft 365 Microsoft support, keyboard shortcuts for use with shapes as well. So if I go into this, they're gonna tell me all the keyboard shortcuts. To do this, press this. Okay, so select an object with texted inside. You can select it by escape. Select an object with an object selected. You can select it by tab or shift plus tab until the object you want is selected. Then select multiple shapes. Press and hold Control while you click the shapes. Now all the instructions are given over here. You just need to go over here and review them. You can see all of these options are available. Okay, so this makes it much more easier for you to learn all the shortcuts and then apply it and make your work much more easy. Now in Microsoft Word, there is another function that you can use for keyword shortcuts as well. Let's say first let me cut this side right over here. Now if I press on Alt, you can see that every single options right over here has been selected. Okay, let me go back to the home ribbon over here to make it much more available. So let me press Alt now. Now you can see that there are some letters that are appearing over the whole functions. Now I can actually press on these to have a keyword shortcut. So for instance, if I want to, let's say, open a new blank document, I just need to press 2. Okay, so if I press 2, you can see it has opened a new document. So this is document 2, all right, a fresh document. So that is how you can use keyboard shortcuts to your advantage. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope this lesson was enough to understand. So if you have any problems, you can contact us. You can ask for help. We're always here to help you guys. Okay, with this, I'm going to end this lesson, and I will see you in another lesson. All right, goodbye. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson, I'm going to go over some more screen tips and contextual menus and ribbons. So let's go ahead to Microsoft Word and take a look at these screen tips, contextual menus and ribbons. So I am back here in our Microsoft Word, and from here let's take a look at some screen tips. So previously I told you guys that screen tips are basically, if I hover over here, you can see here it says center, and then in the bracket it says Control plus E, which means if I press Control plus E, the whole text or any project will go align in the center. Okay, so in addition to that, if you notice inside the screen tips box, there is a description. So it says center alignment gives documents a formal appearance and is often used for cover pages, quotes, and sometimes headings. So this is a description of the whole function that I'm hovering over right now. All right. So screen tips are very useful, and I would recommend you use screen tips. Now, if you are annoyed by these screen tips, if you're a professional, and if you're a professional, you would know this function, but if you're annoyed by these screen tips, then you can simply change them or just turn them off altogether. Let me show you how you can do that. Now, to do that, you would need to go to the whole software's settings. Now, the settings lie in the file and in the options right over here. Okay, so here, if I come over to general, I'm gonna stay over general, and I will find the first option here is user interface options. And you can see here there are a lot of options right over here. And in the end, if you take a look at in the end, you can see it says screen tip style. From here, you can change if you want the screen tips, or if you want to change the styles of the screen tips as well. So there is a drop down bar right over here. What you can do here is I'm going to go ahead and click it, and you can see here there's 3 options. Now in these 3 options, you can see it says show feature descriptions in screen tips and don't show feature descriptions in screen tips. And then we have don't show screen tips at all. So you can see here it says show feature description right now. If I change it to don't show feature description, and if I go over here and click on OK, now if I go over any function over here, let's say go to this align center, you can see here it says center and control plus E. That is because I turned off the description, screen tips description that was showing a moment earlier. So I deactivated it, and now I don't have any descriptions showing for any function that is available here. Alright, it only shows the shortcut keys. Okay, so let's get back to our options. And here in the screen tip style, if I go over it again, it says that don't show screen tips at all. Alright, so I'm gonna select that one. And now if I go over and hover over the align center, you can see nothing shows. Even if I go to paste or any other function, nothing shows. Alright, okay, so now let's go back to our screen tips options. I'm going to turn everything back on, click on OK, and now if I go over paste, it shows the whole description, and control plus V, the whole shortcut key as well. And if I go over to center, you can see here there's a bigger box now, and it shows all the description as well. Alright, so those were the screen tips options for you guys. So now that we've understood the screen tips, now let's go ahead and take a look at the contextual menus. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to add a text right over here. So this is the text that I added right now. Okay, so I don't need all of these text, so I'm just going to delete this. Alright, okay, so now for instance, if I go over to this point word only over here, and if I right click it, you can see here there's this whole menu that is showing right over here. So basically this is the contextual menu. Okay, now the contextual menu comprises of a lot of options. Alright, and this actually differs from project to project, or word to word, or elements to elements. Okay, for instance, if you see here, you can see that there is this text, font, paragraph, and then we have other translate as well. That's because this is only a text. Alright, now the same thing goes for the whole sentence right over here. If I right click it, you can see the contextual menu appears. Okay, so now let me add a table right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over to the table shortcut right over here that I applied in my previous lessons, and I'm going to add a short table. And you can see here now, if I hover over the table right over here, and if I right click the table, you can see that the options of the contextual menus change. All right, it's changed. Now if I go back to my text, you can see here that the text contextual menu is different from the table's contextual menu. All right, now the contextual menus, they differ from elements to elements, like I said earlier. Now if I go back to my text and right click right over here, you can see there's another menu, a mini toolbar, which is appearing for every single element. Okay, so basically this is another contextual menu that comprises of a mini toolbar. Now another thing is that this contextual menu plus mini toolbar represents only this word right over here, because I selected this word, and now if I do this, you can see it is only comprising of this word. Okay, so for instance, if I would change the color, you can see that it only colors the whole word. All right, so now if I select this two words right over here, and if I right click and go to the toolbar, and if I click it, you can see here these two selected words have been changed, the color has been changed. All right, so basically the whole contextual menu, if it differs from word to word. Now for instance, if I just do this, click on powerful and change the whole color, you can see that it's not changing because I have to select. All right, now if I start typing from, let's say from here, you can see nothing happens. All right, so basically the contextual menu, it comprises of the whole element that has been selected. All right, now from the contextual menus, you can actually go ahead and make it bold or italic or give it an underline. All right, so it's very handy to have this type of contextual menu. So basically what you need to remember is that anytime you right click in any word or specific sentence, you can see here if I select this word right over here, okay, and if I select right click, this is related. All right, so these are all relevant to each elements. Okay, all right, so the last tip of this lesson is going to be contextual ribbons. Now I've talked about ribbons in a previous video as well. Now you know what ribbons are. Ribbons are basically these options right over here: file, home, insert, design, layout, and all these others. Now if you take a look at here, at the end we have the help ribbon. And if you keep looking over here, now if I go over here and select this table, you can see here beside help I have two more ribbons. Now these are contextual ribbons. Okay, just like the contextual menus, these are related to only this table. Now in this menu, if I go over here in this ribbons, in table design, you can see here I have table style options, table styles, and borders. So I can change the table style, orders and styles, everything from over here. Okay, I can change the borders, I can change the width, the height, or everything. All right, depending on my taste. And here in the table styles, I can change the layout as well. All right, so from here, if I go back to layout, I can also select and view guidelines and everything from here: table, draw, rows and columns, merge, cell size, alignment, and data. So these are all related to only this table right over here, right? Yes, so basically if I want to select anything, it would be relevant to this table. Now for another example, let me press enter and gather some space over here. If I go to this insert option, now we're not in the insert lesson, but still I'm going to show you how you can insert an icon. So I'm going to select an icon from over here. It's very simple. You'll find the icon right over here, and from here I'm going to select, let's say, this plane right over here. Okay, after selecting, I'm gonna click on insert, but right over here, let's go back, select it, and then click on insert, and the plane would be inserted. Now notice I don't have any contextual ribbons right over here. Okay, what I can do here is I'm gonna go ahead and click over here, and you can see here there's another ribbon appearing right over here. Now this is graphics format related to this icon right over here, so I'm gonna click it, and from here I can change the graphic, convert to shape. I can change the colors. If I hover over, you can see here it changes the colors right over here. Okay, so now, and also if I want to change the graphics feel, let's say if I change it to, it's currently in black, I want it to be in, let's say, brown. Okay, so I can do that as well. I can give some text as well. I can position it wherever I want. Okay, so all these other changes that I can make. Now for instance, I want to change the size, I can drag it and like this. Also I can change the size from over here as well manually. Okay, so basically the graphics format ribbon gives you all the options for this graphic right over here, this icon that I selected right now. Alright, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. With this, I'm going to end this lesson, and I'm going to see you in another lesson. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson, we're going to create and save a document. Now, creating and saving, mainly saving a document, is very important on Microsoft Word, because you have to save your document whether you are working on any project or anything else. You might want to save it as soon as possible because you have no idea what could happen next. Like, you can turn off your PC, or the electricity can go out, and anything else could happen. You can accidentally get out of Word. So that is why saving a document and enabling the auto saving is very important for Microsoft Word. So let's go over to Microsoft Word and take a look at how we can create and save a document. So we are back on Microsoft Word, and I've opened a new panel right over here. You can see here this is our home screen, and now from here what you can do here is you can actually go ahead and open a blank document. Okay, now opening a blank document is very easy. For instance, if I click on this right over here, it will open me a blank document, and you can see that in the title bar it is written document 1. Okay, so basically the most easiest way would be to use your keywords. Alright, so the keyword for opening a new blank document is actually Control+N. Now take a look at document 1. Okay, so if I press Control+N, you can see it turned into document 2. That's because I have two documents now opened. Okay, now this is one document, and if I hover over here, you can see here this is the document 1, right? Okay, so now that we've learned how we can open a document, let me show you how we can close a document. Now closing a document is pretty easy. Just go to File, and you would want to go to this close option. Now there is a reason why you would want to go to this close option. That's because if I go ahead and close this option right over here, it would shut down the whole Microsoft Word operation. So if I don't have anything saved, then I would not be able to be recovering that. Alright, so in order to do that, I'm just gonna go over to File, go to Close, and click on the Close button to just close the whole window, and you can see we're back to document 1. Now let me open another new document. Okay, so I have document 3 now. Alright, so in document 3, what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to close this document using my keywords. So keyword for closing a document is going to be Control+W. If you're on a Macintosh, then it's gonna be Command+W and Command+N to open a document. But if you're on Windows, then you're gonna be able to do it with Control+W. Now take a look at the document 3 title. Okay, so let me change or close this document, Control+W. You can see that it closes immediately. Very easy to do. Alright, Now, another way you can actually open your document, a blank document, is by going to your quick access toolbar, and you would find, if you don't find it, then supposedly you didn't add this option. So I added this new blank document option, and if you can see here, once I hover over this icon, you can see that it says Control+N, right? So I can actually open a new document by clicking here. Now you can see it's opened document 4, right? So that is how I can open a new document. There's 4 ways to open new documents. All right, so for now I'm going to close this document by pressing on Control+W, and I'm back to document 1. All right, so that is how you open and close documents very easily. All right, now once you've successfully created a new document, you would want to save said document, right? Now a way to save your document is to just go to the file option, and you will find this save and save as method, right? Okay, so basically you can see previously we only had 3 of these options available. These weren't available. Now because I opened a blank document, that's why it's available. Now another thing, if I go back and if I close this document, you can see that it doesn't close completely. The whole Word software, it doesn't close completely. The Word stays here, but the blank document actually closes. Now if I go back to file, you can see I only have these 3 options available, and these are not accessible. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to open a blank document. Now the fastest way is Control+N. You can also click here on blank document. That's how you can open it very easily as well. And then if I go back to files, and I'll find this save and save as option. Now basically this is the save as option is the default how you can save your document, and save is instant save. All right, so to understand this, let's get back to our document right over here. Let's type in something, let's say a dummy text like this. By 3 and bracket close and press enter, and you'll have your dummy text right over here. Now you can actually save this by going to save as, clicking at save as, and you can see here your interface and my interface might not be the same. That's because I have my OneDrive and other options right here. Now I'm going to save it in my desktop right over here. So now if I click on desktop right over here, you can see that my file that I want to save in has been opened up, which is desktop. Now I can select my folder. Now I already created a folder right over here, which is named Word document. So I'm going to go into it and I'm going to save it. Now here there are some options right over here, which is called save as type. Now here I'm going to select the most efficient one, which is Word document or the docx file. Okay, so I'm just going to select the Word document right over here, and here make sure you give the name which is a bit more meaningful and which will help you navigate and find the document later on. So I'm just going to name this document, let's say my first document. After doing that, I can just go ahead and click on save or press enter on my keyboard. All right, so once I press enter, it has already been saved. All right, and if you take a look here on my title bar, you can see that the title has changed from document 6 to my first document. Okay, so that's how it is saving right now. All right, now another way you can save it is by saving it in your OneDrive. Now here it is. If I go over to save as, all right, so I can save it in my OneDrive personal. All right, so I'm going to save it in desktop, and from here if I click on desktop, you can see here my first document, and from here I can just go ahead and select my folder where I want to save it. I'm just going to save it right over here. Click on save. Now once it is saved, you can notice here in autosave, you can see here that it's turned on. Alright, now this is a very good and neat feature that you can use. Alright, so once I am now, if I'm typing something, let's say I want to add some more random text. Alright, so let me add a random text again. Rand bracket 2 and press enter. Now you can see here that it is auto saving. Okay, you can see here my first document is saying that saving. Now I haven't done anything, but it is automatically saving. Now it has been saved. All right, so that is very helpful for you guys. If you're using a desktop, then sometimes electricity goes out or the computer might shut down on its own. It can be an inconvenience. So that's how you can get saved. You can save your document. Now another way to control this saving document is to go to your settings, which is right over here in the options. And in the options you'll find an option called save. All right, so if I click on save, you can see here there are a lot of options over here that you can modify. For instance, there is auto save OneDrive and SharePoint online files by default on Word. All right, this has been ticked on, and then we have save files in this format, which is Word document, which is docx. I told you about this earlier, which is the default mode docx, which is the best one. All right, and then I have this save auto recover information every 10 minutes. Now 10 minutes is pretty high. I'm just gonna give it to 5 minutes. All right, after doing that, we have keep the last auto recovered version. If I close without saving, keep this turned on as well, which is very helpful. Then auto recover file location is the location that you designate for the file to be saved or to be recovered. All right, and then also I have don't show the backstage when opening or saving. We don't need to click on this, which isn't much important. Then we have show additional places for saving, even if I sign in may be required. Alright, so this can stay on. Then save to computer by default, default file location. Now keeping this default file location is very handy, because whenever you start saving, this is the file that would be opened first. This would be your first choice, so I recommend keeping this as it is. Alright, so basically this is the saving method, how you can save and apply these options. After you're done, you can just click on OK, and everything has been saved very neatly. All right, okay, so now that I have saved my document, now I can close my document without any issue. So to close the document, I'm just gonna go over and click on Ctrl+W, and it has been closed. Now it was auto saved. So in the next lesson, we're going to see if we can recover that saved document again. All right, so with this, I'm going to end this lesson, and I'm going to see you in the next lesson. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In our previous lesson, we learned how to create and save a document, and in this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can open the same document. All right, so we're going to go ahead and explore the existing document aspect of Microsoft Word. Now to do that, let's go to Microsoft Word first. So here on Microsoft Word, you can see we have our interface, and we haven't opened any document yet. All right, now to open a document, what we're going to do here is we're going to use a short key, which is Ctrl+O. If I press on Ctrl+O, it will take me to my open section in my home screen. All right, and in my open section, there is this recent tab opened, where I will find my recently closed or opened documents, all of them over here. Okay, from here you can check out the destination as well. Okay, so firstly, I have this document saved on OneDrive. If I want, I can open it. To open it, I can just simply click on it, and you can see that this has been opened. and its name is my first document. So now you've understood how you can open a retrieving file, okay, from your PC. Alright, so now let's go ahead and create another document. Now to create another document, I'm going to go ahead and click on Ctrl+N, and now you can see I have a new document open right over here with a blank page. Alright, so in this blank page, I'm going to name this, not name this, first I'm going to write this as my second document. And you can notice that autosave is currently turned off. Alright, so now if I want to turn on the autosave, I need to first save this in my OneDrive. Alright, so I'm just gonna go over to the file and click on save as, and from here I'm just going to go ahead and click on desktop right over here in OneDrive. And now you can see that the saving title, it already picked up the name of the first sentence of my document, which is perfect because I wanted to name this as my second document. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on save. Now once it is saved, you can see that automatically the autosave has been turned on. Now if I type in some random text, let's say like sorry, so this is my random text. Now you can see that the saving option has been turned on and it is being auto saved. Alright, so now the limitation is within 5 minutes of typing. Alright, so now it's saved. Alright, so our document is now perfectly saved. Alright, so once it is saved, we can go and check in, let's say Ctrl+O. Right over here, you can see here it is already saved to OneDrive and it is said my second document. Now if you want to open this from outside Word document, you can do that as well, but there's another way you can open this document, because not all the time you will find your recently opened documents. Let's say you want to open something that you saved long time ago and it is not appearing in the recommended recent list, right? What you're gonna do here is you can actually go over to your browse and click on the browse, and from here you will find the File Explorer right over here, and you can actually use this File Explorer search desktop option to your advantage to start searching for these documents that you need. Alright, so you can use that to your advantage very easily. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cancel it. Alright, so now if you want to open your file from outside Word, for instance, if I go back to my file right now and click on Ctrl+W and also again Ctrl+W, now you can see it is all closed. Now I want to open it from outside my Microsoft Word. So what am I gonna do? So now I am in my OneDrive Personal, and from here I'm going to go ahead and find out my first documents. Now it is hidden right over here where I created my folder, Word document. From here I can select my first document, and here you can see that it has been opened just like that. Alright, so that is how you use and retrieve your saved documents from your computer outside Microsoft Word. And with Word you can just always press on Ctrl+O to go over to get your recent documents imported. Alright, so I hope you understood this lesson, and with this I'm going to end this lesson and I'm going to see you guys in another lesson. Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Excel. In this lesson we're going to go ahead and create a document from a template. Now, how do you do that? Now, there are hundreds and hundreds of templates available on Microsoft Word. You can categorize them and you can search for them like that, and you can search for them directly on the search bar. So let's go ahead and check out these templates that are available on Microsoft Word. So we are back on Microsoft Word. Right over here you can see I have some resume templates already opened before, but if you want to open a new template, what you're gonna do here is you're gonna go to this new button right over here. Once you open the whole interface, you can go to new, and from here you can actually go ahead and take a look at all of these templates that are available. Okay, now you can categorize them right here, from here, business or cards or flyers. For instance, if I search for business, you can see here there are all of these business themed templates available for me to choose. All right, and then if I go back and if I choose, let's say, cards, they're gonna search all of the cards that are available, card templates that are available for me to choose, right? So that is very, very handy. So let me go back. Let me get a resume that I can open right now. All right, so if I go ahead and click on resume, there's also an option for resumes as well. If I click there, you can see here all of these are CV themed, resume themed. I can choose any one of them if I want. All right, so let's choose this one right over here. Okay, photo cover. So from here, what you can do here is you can see once I've clicked on the template, all of these this is a preview of this template, and you can see here photo cover, and this is provided by Microsoft Corporation. So this is Microsoft's own designed themed template that you can use, and you can download size. This is this much, and you can see there's a short description that is available for this template as well. So from here, what I can do here is I can actually go ahead and click on create, and it's going to download my template, and it's going to present it me as a blank page right over here. Now the page isn't much blank. All right, so notice that this is document 1. I haven't opened a new document yet, so this has been opened as a whole new document on itself. All right, so from here all of these elements are actually editable to your desire. You can change your name from here, you can give the designer and all of these details from here as well. You can also change your photo from here as well. So for instance, if I change the name, let's say I want to change it to Stacy Morgan, and then designer, let's give Stacy a web design title, designer. Okay, you can also change the pictures and the contacts as well. Now you can see here that I've changed the name and the title as well. Okay, so dear recipient's name. Okay, you can add the recipient's name. What are you looking for? Now I can save this as a template itself. All right, now how am I going to do that? What I'm going to do here is I can just go ahead to file, and if I go to open, I want to save this as a template. So I'm going to click on save as, and I'm going to select my folder like this, and from here there's a little bit of work to do over here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and select the save as type, and then I'm going to go ahead and select this Word template. All right, so if I choose this Word template, you can see that it's changed my location from documents to custom office templates. Now if I had any previous templates saved before, it would have shown here as well. Okay, once that is done, I'm going to click on enter and it's gonna be saved as a template. Now fun fact is, if I go over to my templates, let's say go to new, and you can see here there's two folders right over here, which is office and another one is personal. Now in the personal, you can see here there's Stacy Morgan saved template. Now I can use this template whenever I want. Alright, so if I click on this, you can notice that this has been opened as a new document. Now the fun fact about this is that I can actually use this as a new template, and I don't have to change my name or my title afterwards I use this template, right? So here you can see I only need to change the details of this template, and I can just keep all of my informations right just like as it is, right? So that is how you can open a template. You can save them and you can use them as many times as you want, as separately as possible. Alright, so that is the work of the templates. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and if you have any problem, you can reach out to us. We're always here to help you guys. So with this, I'm going to end this lesson, and I will see you guys in another lesson. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson, we're going to go ahead and navigate around a document. I'm going to show you how you can easily navigate around a document. There are some tips and tricks that you can use to navigate around a document. So let's go ahead to Microsoft Word and see how you can navigate. Now if you have a lot of words in your project or your document, a lot of pages, it's really difficult to navigate around with just a mouse. Alright, mouse and a keyboard, but you can use your keyboard to navigate around as well. So I'm gonna show you some techniques that you can use to navigate much more easily with your keyboard and key shortcuts as well. Alright, so let's go to our Microsoft Word and take a look at these shortcut techniques. So right now I am back on Microsoft Word, and you can see here that I am currently on Microsoft Word, and I have a project open right here. So you can find this lesson over on your exercise files, where I will keep these exercise files for you guys. And from here, what I want to do here is, so from here, how are you going to start navigating? Now the first thing that you're going to learn is that how you can go to the end of this project or document. Now if you take a look down here, you can see that it is like a very big project, right? And it has a lot of words, and it has 19 pages. So navigating is a bit tough here. So what you're going to do here is you can actually go ahead and click on Control plus End, and you will be taken to the end of, basically you will be taken to the 19th page of this 19-page document, right? And if you want to go back, you can just go ahead and click on Control plus Home, and you will be taken back where you started from. Now from here, there is another technique that you can use if you want to go at the end of one sentence. For instance, I'm at the start of this sentence, but I want to go to the end of this sentence. How you can do that? What you can do here is you can only press on the end, and you'll be taken directly to the end of the sentence. For instance, for example, if I want to go to the end of this sentence, I can just simply go ahead and click on End, and it will take me to the end of this sentence right over here. You can see here, and I can keep pressing End, and if I go ahead and click on Home, I'll be taken back to the start of this sentence. So that is how you navigate around sentences. And if you want to navigate around paragraphs, you can do that as well. Also, if you want to move around your pages what you can do is you can press on page up and down, and it will take you to the pages that you desire. Okay, so if I press on down, you can see here it navigates around pages. Okay, it takes me to the page 4, and if I press on page down again, it takes me to page 5. Now if I press on page up, it will take me to up page. Alright, so that is how you navigate around the pages. Alright, so I'm just gonna press on Control plus Home, and it will take me back to my first page. Now if you want to jump between paragraphs, there is a very easy way to do that as well. You can just simply press on Control and then use your arrow buttons. For instance, if I want to go to the paragraph below, I can simply press on Control plus the arrow, and you can see here it's taking me through the table and up to the paragraph right like this. Okay, now if I want to move down, you can see here I can move to any paragraph I want. Alright, just like this, you can see here it moves very quickly. So if I want to go back, I can just go back just like that. Alright, just be sure to use Control, and remember, if you're using a Macintosh, the Control is going to be replaced by the Command key. So keep in mind, for Mac users, you can use the Command key instead of the Control key. Alright, so those were the few key shortcuts that you could use and master for your own accessibility to your project, how you can navigate around. So now what are left for the navigation part that we need to cover? So another shortcut that you can use is basically here, right here. If you go to the Home ribbon, you will find at the end there is this ending section, and you'll find this Find option from here. Alright, and from this Find option, we're going to navigate around how we can go. Now you'll find a drop down bar as well over here, so click on the drop down bar and you will find a Go To section. Now notice, once I hover over this Go To section, you'll find this Go To and description, and it also has a short key as well, which is Control plus G. Now what is Control plus G? So you can see here it says what's faster than scrolling? It is jumping. So Go To lets you jump right to a specific page, line, footnote, comment, or other place in your document. So basically, if I click on Go To, you can see here that I have this section right over here, enter page number. I can enter any page number that I want, but if you notice here that there is this section called section, line, bookmark, comment, and footnote, and we have other more headings and objects as well. So I haven't gone into all of these, so we're just gonna stick to the page part for now. Alright, so from here I can navigate around any page just by clicking. Let's say I want to go to page 2, or maybe I can go over to, let's say, page 7 and click on Go To, and it's gonna take me to page 7. You can see here I am on page 7 right here right now. Alright, so that is how you use the page number. Let's say I want to go to page 10, and I'm going to press on Go To, and it's going to take me to page 10, and I can close this and I can navigate around page 10 just like that. And if I want to go back to my home, I can just press on Control plus Home, and it's going to take me back to my home. Another way, just press on Control plus G, and it's going to take me to my Go To, and it's currently at page 10. So I want to go to, let's say, page 18. Press on Enter. You can see here I am at page 18 currently. Alright, so very easily you can use this. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you learned something as well. Alright, so the final way how we can navigation around our document is the navigation pane. Alright, so let me first go to Home, Control plus Home, and I'm right back here, and now I'm gonna go to the navigation pane. You're gonna find this in the View ribbon right over here, and you'll find this right over here, navigation pane. Alright, if you select navigation pane just from here And if I hover over, you can see here it says open the navigation pane. It's like a tour guide for your document, and it says to click a heading, a page, or a search result, and it'll take you right there. Alright, so let's go to navigation pane. It's already open right over here. You can see here, firstly there's this heading. Firstly there's a search document as well, then we have the heading, and then we have pages, and then we have results. So going back to the heading, you can see there's some text in the headings. Create an interface. So currently we don't have any headings, that's why there are no headings available right over here. So it says create an interactive outline of your document. It's a great way to keep track of where you are or quickly move your content around. To get started, go to the home tab and apply heading styles to the headings in your document. So I'm not going to show this right now, but you can see here we have another pane, which is the pages. All right, now from here you can actually easily navigate to any page you want. All right, so if I want to go to the page 14, I can do that very easily. You can see that it loads up in the main page. All right, so if I want to move to the page 16, I can do that very easily as well. It moves quickly to the page 16, and it is a very easy way to navigate around the pages however you want. Alright, so very easily you can scroll up and down through these pages as well. So then we have this results page as well. So basically you can actually navigate around your project or your document and search for specific text or anything else that you want to do. Alright, so you can see here, if I click on add, you can see there are too many results to show here. There is results 64 of 161 results of add. Now we can see this add word has been marked throughout the whole project, right? So you can see I have 161 words of add on my project. Very convenient to use and very easy to use as well. Alright, so also if you want to, let's say, move this navigation bar, you can do that as well. You can place it anywhere you want. Okay, so very minimizing, and you can actually place it anywhere you want of your interface. Alright, so to get back it, you can just roll it out, and if you want to get it back, you can just go over right over here, and it just goes back just like that. Alright, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you know how to navigate now. Alright, so with this, I'm going to end this lesson right over here, and I'll see you in another lesson. Alright, hello guys, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. Now this is going to be a very short lesson, so I'm going to show you guys how you can actually find tools in Microsoft Word. Now finding tools is very easy. You just need only one tool to find all the other tools. So let's go to Microsoft Word and take a look at how we can find these tools. So we're back on Microsoft Word. Right over here you can see that I have my last project opened right over here. Okay, so basically if you want to add any tools or if you are looking for any tools, there are a lot of tools that are not able to, that many people can't find on these ribbons, right? It's really difficult to find some tools. Alright, so unknowingly you can actually find some tools just by using this search button just right over here, this search bar. Alright, so it also has the short key of Alt Q as well. So basically you can search for anything that you want from here. For instance, for example, if I want to search for a table, or if I want to add a table and I can't find it right over here, I can actually search for, let's say, if I type in insert table, and you can see I have all of these suggestions. Best action is table of contents. I can add table of contents. You can see here built in this format, or this format, or this format as well. Or also I can add a table from here as well. Alright, so basically you can see here it's adding a table. So if I just go ahead and click right over here, and if I want to add a table right over here, go ahead and click right over here and insert table. So if I type in insert table, you can see here add table option, and if I want to add a table like let's say just like this, okay, and simply if I click on it, it's automatically added just like that, a table in the middle of my content, right? Same process if you want to add other things as well. Okay, so for instance, if I want to add a shape, I can click over here and type in shape, and it says draw a shape, and if I can select any shape I want, let me say select this rectangle shape, and then if I just go ahead and draw one over here, definitely it doesn't look really that good, so I'm just gonna immediately delete this. All right, let's cut it. All right, so that's how you can find your objects or anything that you are looking for from this search bar right over here. Okay, very easily you can find anything you want. All right, so I just wanted to make that clear that you can find any tool you want. Even if you can't find it over here, you can just search for it right over here, and you can just find it instantly just like that, and you can just also add its effects from there as well. Okay, so you don't need to know every function that is available in this ribbon, so you can just go to the search bar and search for these items right from over here. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you learned something. With this, I'm going to end this lesson. Like I said, it was a really short lesson, so I'm going to meet you up with at the next lesson. All right, goodbye. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. Now in this lesson, we're going to go over change document views. All right, so how do you change document views? There are a lot of ways you can choose to view your document. All right, so let's go over to Microsoft Word and see how we can change the document views to our desired modules. All right, so here in Microsoft Word, you can see I've opened up a familiar exercise. So this is a project or a document, whatever you want to say it. All right, so here I want to view this. Currently I'm in the print view. All right, so the print view, how do I know this? You can just go over to this view ribbon right over here, and if you click on it, you'll find it in this view section. It says print layout. All right, so currently we're in the print layout view, and this is the most common view that you will find in Microsoft Word, and everybody prefers this type of view. Now a lot of people, they would want to view their document in other formats as well, and those are actually over here. So these are all the views that are available in the views compartment right over here. In the view, we have immersive, and then all of these as well. I'll get into them later on in the later lessons, but in this lesson we're going to go over these layouts right over here, these views. So the most common one, like I said, is the print layout right over here. Okay, so beside print layout, we have another mode, which is read mode. All right, now the read mode is also a very useful mode for many people. Now watch as I click on the read mode and see what happens. Now it's gone into reading mode. So here we can see that there are no ribbons. There are only 3 ribbons right over here, and some minimum functions right over here. All right, so basically what I can do here is I can actually if I use this view, you can see here I can actually go ahead and just read all my documents from over here, right? Okay, so I have no way of editing my document right over here, but actually I have some functions right over here, which is file, which takes me back to my home start screen, and then we have some tools over here as well, and then we have view as well. Okay, so let's go over this tools ribbon right over here. So in tools ribbon, you can see here I have one which is find. Okay, so from here I can find any type of text that I want. Let's say pages, headings, we don't have any headings right here. I can go to pages if I want. If I want to go to 17th page, I can do that. If I want to come back to one page, I can do that as well. Now if I go to results and select document, let's type in document. There are a lot of words related to document. You can see here document word has been marked all throughout my project. Alright, so if I go to pages now, you can see here I have documents written all over the project, right over here, all over the document. So basically you can look for individual words, how many words there are. You can also find, let's say if I go to results of documents, you can see one result of 267 words. All right, so basically there are 267 words of documents available all over my text or my project right over here. Okay, so once this is done, I can just cut this off right here. And if I go back to tools, you can see here I have this search button as well here as well. Okay, so I can search for anything I want from here. I'm not gonna search anything right now, just gonna cut that out. And then if I go back to tools, I can also translate any word into any language that I want. Okay, now basically you need to have an internet connection. In this day and age, everyone has that, so we have no problem with changing our elements or changing our text or changing any project as well. Okay, so after the tools, we've learned about the tools. Now we're gonna go to the view. Okay, so at the first view option we have is the edit document. Now if I go ahead and click on the edit document, you can see that it takes me back to my original print layout view. I'm gonna cut off the search bar and you can see it goes back to the traditional print layout view. Now let me go back to the read mode. From here, view, you can see here I can focus on any specific my pages over here like that. Okay, so if you are very focus centric, then you can use this focus as well. Now if I click on escape, it just takes me back out to my read mode view as well. Okay, now if I go over to view again, and you can see here there's this navigation pane, I can summon it but just by clicking on it. Alright, so very handy right there. And then we have show comments. If I have any comments over here, then I can select this option and make them show these comments. All right, and then we have the layout. Okay, so if I want to make my layout in a column layout, I can do that. I can also print it as a paper layout as well. Okay, if I want. All right, so if I select the column layout, you can see how it looks. It actually looks really good. Now you can see you can actually navigate around this with your mouse, the roller in your mouse. You can just roll it and it just changes its page. Also it has these good arrows to make you go. You can also navigate around with your keyboard arrow keys. You can see here once I click on the arrow keys right and left, it just moves just like that. Okay, so very handy in this perspective. All right, so if I go to syllables, there's text spacing and read aloud as well. There's this option as well. Okay, so you can also go ahead and change the page color. You can see here you can change the color to sepia, which is much more good into the eyes. Okay, so better for the eyes. If you want if you are very sensitive in the eyes, then you can use this color mode to fix it. Also there's another color mode. If I go over to inverse, you can see it turns everything into black just like that. All right, so you can actually use this as well, but I don't need this type of view. I just want the normal view, which is this one, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. Now also if you want to zoom in, you can just go ahead and use this zoom in function right over here. You can just zoom into the original text right like this. Okay, and then you can just navigate just like this. All right, so now let's get out of this view. Just go to edit documents. All right, So once that is done, you can see here you can also go to your read mode by clicking right over here. You can see it takes me to the read mode just like that. Then I can go to view and click on edit document, and it's gonna take me back right over here. Okay, alright, so now next view we have is the web layout view. Alright, now the web layout view is basically if you are writing your content for posting on the websites or anything else related to web, then you can get an idea by using this web layout view to get an idea how your content will look on the website. So if I click on web layout, you can see here it is just like a web page. Alright, so if you visited any Wikipedia page, you would notice that a Wikipedia page looks much similar to this page right over here. Alright, so this is the web layout view. Very easy for you to handle right over here, very easy to navigate as well. Okay, so this was the web layout view, and another view we have over here is the outline view. Okay, now what is the outline view? If I click on the outline view, you can see that it just goes and makes all of my views, all of my text and paragraphs into bulleted points. Okay, so like this you can actually navigate around and know which paragraph is which, and how you can differentiate paragraphs from this as well. Also in the outline view you can actually make your content bigger or smaller as well. You can see here you can make this very comprehensive, just like this. Any type of projects you can do that. Alright, so just click here, and there are also these functions available as well. Alright, so this was the outline view, and this was the body text. You can see here outline view. Now to get out of this outline view, what you can do here is you can just go ahead and click on close outline view, and you'll be taken back to your regular print layout view. Let's go to views again. Now the last view that we are left with is this draft view right over here. Now if I go over draft view, you can see here it says switch your view to see just the text in your document. This is useful for quick editing because headers, footers, and certain objects won't show up, allowing you to focus on your text. Alright, so this is basically the draft view. Alright, so that was the description. Let's go ahead and click on the draft view, and now we can see that this view has changed into this type of view. Okay, so this is a draft view. If it suits you, then you can use this view to your advantage, and you can get used to it very easily as well. Alright, so these were basically the views. So I can just go over to the print layout as the traditional way to just learn how we can change the views to our advantage. Okay, so with this I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you learned something. I hope there was no problem, and if you have any problem understanding, then you can reach out to us and we can help you guys, and we're always here to help you guys. With this, I'm going to end this lesson right over here, and I will see you guys in another lesson. Okay, goodbye. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson we're going to go over use immersive reader, focus, and dark mode. Now in our previous lessons I showed you how you can view in different modes on Microsoft Word, and in this lesson I'm going to add immersive reader, focus, and also dark mode. Okay, so let's go to Microsoft Word and take a look at these modes all together. So we are back on Microsoft Word, and you can see here this is the interface that I previously left us with, right? Now here in the views I've covered all of these modes, how they look and how you can use them, right? So in this lesson I'm going to show you guys these two views, and also I'm going to show you another one that we're going to add later on. Alright, so here in the immersive view, you can see here immersive reader and focus as well. Okay, so these two are two different modes, but here in the immersive, you can see here we have this focus view right over here. Now if I hover over focus mode, you can see in the screen tips, so from here, focus mode, basically it says eliminate distractions so you can focus on your document. Alright, so it will eliminate every single distraction that you have over here, all these tabs and ribbons over here. So let's go ahead and click on it. Now you can see that we're in the focus mode, and we still have these rulers over here on the side and the top, right? But we don't have any other ribbons or any other distractions. Otherwise we have this text over here. Now focus mode, it basically makes your focus much more defining, and it clears out all the distractions. Now notice if I hover over the tab over here, you can see that it drops down to all of these bars right over here, and we have our edit bar, and we have all of our ribbons right over here. So if you want to edit it, then you can do it very easily from here, right? We also have this focus right over here. Now another thing is, alongside the immersive reader, you can see here there's another option called background. Now if I hover over background, you can see it says change the background used in focus mode. We'll use this setting every time you enable focus mode. Yes, this setting will be enabled every time you enable focus mode only. Okay, now if I click on background, you can see there are a lot of background images or colors that you can use to enhance your focus for your document, right? You can use this color camouflage, you can use this overcast, you can use this pale rust gradient, then there's this cool blue gradient color as well. You can use any type of color you want from over here. They've given you all of these visual friendly colors that you can use for your own focus theme. Alright, so let me use this, let's say this color right over here. You can see now I can read this, or if you prefer the black background, you can do that as well. So this was basically the focus mode. You can see here we have our background. Now if you want to get out of the focus mode, all you need to do is press on the escape button from your keyboard, and you will be brought back to your print layout mode. Alright, so that was the focus view of Microsoft Word, and you will find these views in your view ribbon right over here. Okay, next we have is the immersive reader. Okay, now this is very interesting as well. Now if I click on or if I hover over immersive reader, you can see it says switch to an immersive editing experience that helps improve your reading skills. Adjust how text is displayed and have text read aloud to you. Yes, you can actually have the Microsoft Word read your text aloud to you, and I'll show you this in a moment right over here. Okay, now if I go over to immersive reader, you can see here that it changes. Now I have these open right over here. Let me just clear everything out. Alright, so you can see here immersive reader actually views your text as very immersive however you want it. Let's say if you want to change the column width as well. Okay, so if you want to change the column width, you can select very narrow, which is right now, or you can select narrow, which will make it narrower, and there is moderate as well. Alright, and then we have the wide view. Alright, wide immersive view from over here. So from here, what you can do here is you can change your view experience however you want, and you can actually select narrow or anything else. Now there's another option beside column width, which is page color. Alright, so same thing is that from focus mode you saw that it changed the background, but this time here it changes the page color altogether. Let's say this is inverse, which turns everything black and the text are turned into white. Alright, and then we have this sepia color, which is actually very friendly to your eyes, because sepia is based on eye color much more easier to the eyes it represents. And then we have this light gray, and then we have this rose color and apricot and so on as well. So you can change these colors according to your comfort to your eyes. Now you can see there are more options. Says there are more colors. If you choose more colors, you can customize however you want. Okay, so I'm not gonna get into much deeper here. Okay, so I'm just gonna click on OK. Just basically you can add more colors, and you can add this white color, which is the default color for your document. All right, then we have is the line focus option right over here. If I hover over line focus, it says narrow your reading focus by highlighting sets of 1, 3 or 5 lines within the document. Now if I go over to line focus, you can see here it says none right now. Now if I go over to one line, you can see that it only focuses on one line, which is the heading. Now if I go over to my arrow, which is the keyboard's arrow, and now if I go down, you can see here it just goes down to single sentences, right? So you can actually select sentences that you only want to read. Now if I go back to line focus, you can see I've selected only one line. Now if I select 3 lines, it will only select 3 lines, and it will only view 3 lines altogether, right? Now if I go down right over here, you can see here that it just goes down 3 lines at a time, right? Okay, so you can see here it goes 3 lines at a time, and you can actually view 3 lines at a time once you are in. All right, okay, so now next let's go over to more line focus. There's 5 lines you can focus on, and additionally you can actually add colors to this as well. Let's say if I use this color, you can see here that it changes the color background, but the line focus stays in line just like that. Alright, so if I go to, let's say, 5 lines, currently I have 5 lines over here. You can see 2 lines over here and 3 lines at the bottom right over here, right? Okay, so that is how you focus your lines. Okay, you can actually go ahead and select none, which just goes out of this view altogether. So now that you've understood the line focus, now we're going to shift to text spacing. Now what is text spacing? Now if I hover over text spacing, you can see it says increase spacing between words, characters and lines. Okay, so basically text spacing, it expands the space of your words and lines. So let me show you that. If I click on text spacing, you can see that it provides a lot more space in between lines. Now if you have problem looking at little words that are congested, you can actually use text spacing to get an idea of what this word is and what are they doing, okay, what they represent. Alright, so that is the text spacing. Very, very useful for anyone using this text spacing feature. So now what we have is the syllables. Now syllables are very important if you're not a native English speaker. Then basically syllables are very useful for you. Okay, so if I click on syllables, you can see here there's some gaps between these words. Alright, so they basically provide you with the syllables that you need to pronounce your words with. Let's say with provides, it has a syllable of 2 syllables, right? And it has a gap between pro and vides. Alright, so you would understand that this pronunciation is going to be provides. And then we have powerful. Okay, so basically it has 3 syllables in it, so it has 2 dots in between. So that's how you use the syllables to your advantage, very easily and very concisely. All right. Okay, so I've selected text spacing and syllables all together. Next we have is the read aloud. Now the read aloud is another great feature for anyone who doesn't understand English that much, who doesn't understand the words of English. You can use this read aloud to help you to read them aloud. Let me show you in a minute. All right.
Document look professionally produced. Word provides header, footer, cover page, and text box designs that complement each other. For example, you can add a matching cover page, header, and sidebar.
So you understood how this works, right? Read aloud actually reads your text aloud with an AI bot. that is built in inside Microsoft Word. Okay, so these were the immersive reader option. I hope this was helpful. So if you want to close this window, it says here close immersive reader. Just click on it and it will just go back to its regular print layout view. So now that you've understood the view options and the view modes, there's another view that I would like to show you guys about, which is the dark mode. Now basically, if you want to change the theme of your Microsoft Word, what you do is basically go to File and go to your account, and here in your account you will find this Office theme right here. It's given white right now, right? Now if you want the dark theme, you can simply just go over here and just give it a black option right here, and everything turns into black themed interface, right? And if I go back to my content, you can see here I have white text and black background. It's a bit aesthetic, but if I go back and if I go to my account, there are more options as well, like there's dark gray, which turns the interface into gray. Now if I go back to my interface, you can see that everything is gray, but in between it is white, right? So let me just go back, and the most common theme that people would use is this colorful theme right over here, right? So if I go back now, it's colorful. It's not white anymore, but it's colorful, and it gives out some colors as well. But this is not actually the theme, the dark mode that I was talking about. The dark mode which I was talking about is another one, which you won't find it right over here. You won't even find it in the view option right over here. You'll actually have to add this separately, and to add it you need to go to your settings. Now the settings in Word is basically the options that we went to a fairly amount of times. If you recall, if I go to File, you'll find this options right over here, and from these options you will find this customize ribbon option, right? Now if I go to customize ribbon, this would look like the same interface as in when I discussed about the quick access toolbar, right? So this is actually a bit different how we customized the quick access toolbar. Now the quick access toolbar is right here. We're not going to use this. You can see here it is the same interface as this customized ribbon. Now what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to go over to this popular commands, choose commands form, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on all commands so that I have every single commands there is available for Microsoft Word. Alright, now from here what I'm going to do here is I'm already in the view option right over here. You can see here. Now if I'm going to go ahead and select an option or a command, which is going to be switch modes. Alright, so let's search for the switch modes. Simply since this is in a chronological order, all I need to do is go to the S commands, all of the S commands. So after going to the S commands, right over here, you can see here I'm going to switch, I need the switch mode option, so I'm going to go to SW. Okay, so once I go to switch SW, I'll find this switch modes option right at the first one. Okay, so if I click on switch modes, there's an option called add. Now if I go ahead and add it, you can see it says commands need to be added to custom groups. To create a group, pick a tab in the list, then click new group. Okay, so I have to create a new group first. Alright, so to do that, first I need to go over to new group right over here and click right over here, and you can see here I can customize this group right over here. Okay, so if I right click, and you can see here there's this option called rename. So from here, if I just click on rename, you can see it's asking me if I want to rename this. So yes, I want to rename this to switch modes. Switch modes, and then they're gonna ask you to select an icon, but I'm not gonna waste my time looking for an icon. I'm just going to go ahead and click on OK. After doing that, we have this mode right over here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, you can see here that this switch modes is in the SharePoint right over here. Okay, So I'm just gonna keep it like that. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and click on switch modes and click on add. Now you can see that switch modes is added to this particular ribbon. Okay, so it's added. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and click on OK. Now in our interface, in our ribbons, view ribbon, you can see here I have this switch modes option right over here. Okay, so basically I just created a new tab in this view ribbons. Alright, so if I click on switch modes right now, you can see that it changes the whole page into dark mode. Alright, so this is the dark mode that I was talking about. It is very useful for guys who would like their interface to become dark. Alright, so that is how you use this dark mode option. Okay, so it is very handy to keep this, and if you don't like it, you can just always click on it and just go back to your original white mode as well. Okay, so I hope this lesson was helpful for you guys. I hope you learned something. I hope you could apply this to your real works, and if you have any problem, you can reach out to us. We're always here to help you guys. With this, I'm going to end this lesson right now, and I'm going to see you guys in another lesson. All right, goodbye. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson, we're going to go over how you can enter text and apply basic formatting. Now, entering text is a basic job on Microsoft Word, and applying basic formatting is also the basics of Microsoft Word. So let's go to Microsoft Word and take a look how you can start entering text and applying these formats. So we're back on Microsoft Word, and here I have this blank page opened, and you already know how to open a blank page. And from here, what you can see, I'm right in the home ribbon right now, and you can see there are a lot of options right over here. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is enter just a basic text. For instance, let me add a text. So I've added this short sentence right over here. You can see it is said, this is a very powerful line. Alright, so from here, what you can do is you can actually go ahead and change any type of format that you want. Let's say the formats are right over here. You can see it starts from over here, the clipboard, and then fonts, paragraph, and styles, and then we have the ending. So here in the fonts, you can see there are a lot of options right over here. Now from here, if you want, you can change this one line, one word right over here. If you double click it, you can see that it gets selected, and if you first time select it, you can see there is this you can see that there's this contextual menu over here that we have right over here, which says Calibri body. Now you can single change this font style as well, font family as well. Okay, so you can change it to bold and all of these as well. Okay, and then you can just simply add your line just by typing, let's say, new sentence. Okay, so that's how you add words and type over here. Now if you take a look, if I, let's say, give a wrong word, let's say new text, and if I don't add the X over here and I add test, you can see that it doesn't have anything. Okay, so if I add something else, let's say if I add spelling mistake, let's say market. So that's how you basically add your text over here. Okay, so now if I want to add something more, let's say if I give a space over here, and if I add, let's say, hello world, and you can see that I have this spelling mistake right over here. Okay, so for instance, if I want to make this whole sentence bold, I can just select it all together and turn this bold just by clicking on this bold right over here. All right, okay, so let's bring in some longer text. This time let's use, let's say, lorem, give a bracket, and I'm gonna give it, let's say, 7 by 7. and now we have a long text right over here, you can see. Okay, so from here you can see that we have these texts, and if I want, I can actually change the formatting of this text. Now the formatting are over here, like I said earlier. Okay, so these are the formattings. For instance, if I want to select the whole text and I want to change the whole font family of this text, right? So to do that, there's a shortcut key that is Control plus A. If I just click on anywhere right over here, anywhere in the page, and then press Control plus A, every single text is selected and every single paragraph along with it. Okay, from here what I can do is I can actually change the font family from over here. Now by default you would find this in Calibri body. Okay, and once I hover over it, you can see here it says font, and the keyword, the shortcut keyword, is mentioned as well, like Control plus Shift plus F, right? And then it says pick a new font for your text. Now to pick a new font for your text, what you can do here is you can just go over to this drop down bar right over here, click on it, and you can see that it's only selected like this. Now you can see that there once I move my cursor around these formats, you can see that it shows a preview to my original text, right? Now this preview is very useful for a lot of people, and most of the people would recommend this. If you don't want it, you can also change it to not show it as well. Now one thing to keep in mind is once you hover over that, and if you see the preview, it's not actually being applied once unless you're clicking on this particular format, right? Let's say if I want it in Arial black, and if I click on it, the whole text will turn into Arial black, right? And if I go back to the drop down bar, I can just select the Calibri again and turn it back into normal, right? Now the Calibri is actually the default format for every single Word documents and text. Okay, now the thing I was saying, that if you don't like the preview, you can actually change the previews to turn it off. To do that, just go to File and then Options, and you'll find this option right in the general options from here, and now you can see that it says enable live preview. Now if you don't like the live previews, you can just go ahead and unclick this and it will just turn off. Okay, but I like the live preview, so I'm just gonna turn it back on and just click on OK. Alright, now another thing that you can do is that these things to keep in mind is that these previews or these formats right over here, these are all free to use, okay, for everyone. And if you don't like any of these fonts from here, what you can do is you can actually download fonts as well from online, and then you can keep the file on your computer and then you can use it whenever you want. Okay, so that's a really good advantage to using fonts outside. You can use outside fonts for your own projects as well. Okay, very simple. Okay, so now if I want to change the size of my text, for instance, I have to first select the whole text, right? And then if I go over the size, you can see that it changes. All right, so this is actually the size, and in default it says 11. Okay, and the font size is actually, you can do it with your short key using Control plus Shift plus P, and it says here change the size of your text. Now to do that, just go over to this drop down bar, and for currently it's in 11. You can just change it to 12, 13, or anything else. Another thing what you can do here is you can actually go over manually and change it by yourself. Okay, so if I go, for instance, 20, it will change to 20 automatically. Okay, if I change it to 50 and then click on apply, you can see that it changes. Now be sure to press enter before you do that. Okay, and now if I want to turn back into 11, I can just do that as well. Okay, very simple and very easy to use this font size. All right, Now there are other options in this formatting lesson as well. For instance, this over here is the increase font size, control plus shift plus right arrow key. Okay, make your text a bit bigger. Okay, so for instance, I want to select this first paragraph right over here. All right, and I've selected this whole paragraph, and now I want to make this a bit bigger. If I click on it, you can see that it becomes a bit bigger than the other ones, right? And then we have this other option as well, decrease font size. If I want to get it back to its original size, I can just click it right over here. Now these two are distinguished by their size as well, their icon size. You can see this A right over here is a bit bigger than this one. Okay, so that's how you can distinguish. For instance, if I want to make this paragraph right here a bit smaller as well, I can just click on the smaller one, and then I can just turn this whole text smaller, right? And if I want it back to normal size, I can just do this. Okay, so another format is this clear all formatting. Now I'll get back to it in a minute after I show all of these formats as well. Okay, so basically, if I want to make this bold, I can just click on the bold. I showed you this earlier, right? I can make this bold very easily just by clicking on bold or control plus B. So if I click on bold, it turns into bold. All right, so that's how you turn it into bold. Now there's another format which is called italic, which is control plus I. You can do this by using your control plus I, or you can just click on the I button right over here. If I click on it, now it is turned into italic. Now beside the italic on the right side, there's another formatting which is the underline. Now for instance, you want to underline a text. Now you want to underline this paragraph right over here. Okay, to do that, just go ahead and click on U, and there is this drop down bar as well. You can just click on it, and you can see here what type of underline you want to apply for this paragraph. If you want a single line, you can see in the text it has only a single line underline right over here. And if I go over a double line, if I want to add a double line, I can do that as well. And if I want to add a bold line, a thick underline, then I can do that as well. There's this dotted line, and then we have this dashed line as well. And there are all types of lines as well. Like this line is the wave underline, which is another version of the mistake you do once you type in a bad word or a wrong word, which gives you a red wave underline, right? Now there are more underlines you can use, and you can also color your underlines as well. Let's say make this this wave line, and if I want to color this line into, let's say, red, you can see here this whole line has been marked red, which is the color and the indication that all of your text is wrong, or your texts are not proper, spelling grammar is wrong. All right, so basically that's how you change the underline, and you can change the underline's color as well. Another example, if I, let's say, select this whole italic and bold text and go to underline, and I underline this like this with a thick underline, and I colored this underline as well into, let's say, let's give it a bright color, let's say this color. Okay, now I've underlined this whole text like this. Okay, so you can do that as well. Now if you want to add a strike through, you can do that as well with this strike through icon right over here. For instance, this first paragraph, I've marked the whole paragraph, and now I want to give a strike through. This doesn't have any additional options, so you can just go ahead and click on it. Now you can see the whole text has been stricken through. Okay, very easy. Now the next option we have is this X option right over here. Now there are two options right over here. Now one is subscript, another one is superscript. Okay, so type very small letters just above the line, and then we have this type very small letters just below the line. Okay, so for example, if I just go ahead and create a space over here and first type in H2, let me first clear this strike through. Okay, I don't need the strike through right now. So H2, H2O. All right. Now you might notice that H2O, the 2, is usually small. All right, always small. So I can just select the 2 from over here and use this like this. Okay. So now it represents an H2O formula, right? The element H2O. So that is basically the subscript and superscript. Let me show you the superscript. If I turn this here, you can see that it goes up, right? Now H2O formula is basically the 2 goes underneath. So I'm just gonna keep it like that, okay? Now the next formats we have here are the colors. All right, the colors are very interesting as well. Now you'll find these colors right in these font box right over here in your home ribbon. Okay, the first one is actually text effect and typography. Now if you look at the screen tips in the description, it says add some flair to your text by applying a text effect such as a shadow or glow. You can also change the typography settings to enable ligatures or choose a stylish step. Alright, so from here you can actually use this text. Let's say let's use this text right over here, and I'm just going to apply it all together. If I click on it, you can see here you can change the text colors as well. Okay, so for instance, let's go over to this text, and first let's change the size to, let's say, 22. Okay, so now if I select the whole text, whole paragraph, and then go to this text styling, you can see it changes its color and also its element as well. You can see that it changes however you want. Alright, so for instance, if you want any type of formatting, you can do that. And there are also options to choose as well. You can change the colors of your choosing, standard colors and more colors as well. You can choose the colors how you want to choose, how you want to change them. Let's say I want to change the colors. There are a lot of palettes over here that you can change it to. Also, you can go to custom and make your custom colors, change them to your desire as well. Let's say I want this type of color and I want it to be in purple. Okay, and after getting the purple color, I can just click on OK. Now you can see that this turned into the purple color. Now this color was completely to my choosing. Alright, there are a lot of colors applied over here you can choose from as well. For instance, this one, let's say first I have to select this one and then I can choose it to my desire. Alright, let's say I want to choose, let's say this one. You can see it changes like that. Now if I want to change the color again, I can just go over here and go to outline and change the color however I want. Let's say I want this color to be this light green color over here, so it changes to light green. Alright, so that's how you can change the colors. And then beside this we have another one, which is text highlight color. Okay, the text highlight color is much more interesting as well. If I select this text over here and if I just click on it, you can see that the whole paragraph has been highlighted to yellow, right? And you can change this whole paragraph to whatever color you want. First I have to select it. Let me select the whole text, and then I can just go ahead and change its color to anything I want. Let's say if I give this green highlight color as well. Okay, that is the highlight option of your text. And then we have is this font color. Okay, now you can change the font color however you want. For instance, if I select this one and change its size to a bit bigger, let's say 20. And now if I select this font color, I can choose the font color however I want. Now it works a bit different. It actually changes the text color of the whole font. Okay, so you can choose any color that you want, like this type of colors. For instance, I want this in ash color, and now it's in ash color. Okay, now the last basic formatting that I'm going to show you guys is this format clear all formatting. Okay, now the clear all formatting is the format that you can use to clear every single format. For instance, if I want to clear this format right over here, I just need to choose it and then just go ahead and click on clear all formatting. Now if you take a look at the screen tips, it says remove all formatting from the selection, leaving only the normal unformatted text. Now you can see here that in this formatting, another format that I can choose is this. I can change the text format or font family to this over here, Algerian. And now if I go ahead, and this is already selected, and if I go ahead and click on clear all formatting, you can see that every single format that has been changed over here except for this highlight has been changed. Okay, so let me select no color, and now you can see that all formatting has been gone, and also the font family has been changed into Calibri, the font normal font from over here. Okay, now if I want to change all formatting of all of these text, I can do that as well. I just need to go ahead and select it and click on clear all formatting. Now you can see that every single paragraph has been changed back into its original form, and the font family has been changed into Calibri as well. Alright, so easy and very convenient to use these tools. Okay, so in this lesson I've shown you how you can change, add the text and clear apply your basic formattings, right? I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you've learned something, and if you have any problem, you can reach out to us. We're always here to help you guys. And with this, I'm going to end this lesson right here and now, and I'm going to see you guys in another lesson. Alright guys, goodbye. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can make selections very easily. So we're gonna go over to Microsoft Word and take a look how you can start making selections on your text and other paragraphs as well. So we are back on Microsoft Word, and you can see that these are the same text that I have from earlier. Okay, so what I can do here is I can go ahead and select. The first way you can select is the basic way I showed you earlier, was the Control+A. Now to do that, you need to have your cursor or your typing line inside the page, okay? And then you're going to go over to Control+A. But if you're using a Macintosh, then make sure you use the Command+A, okay? So if you're in the Windows, then you can just use Control+A and you can just select the whole text. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to delete it, okay? And now I'm going to add another new text. To do that, I'm just going to simply type in equal lorem, and then I'm going to specify how many paragraphs I want. So I want, let's say 10 by 10. Let's give it a bracket and then type just like that. Now I don't need this much text, but I'm just gonna keep it just for entertainment purposes only, okay? So now what I'm going to do here is, you can see I have these texts. Now I can select this text just by dragging my cursor like this, right? But I can also select these text by going to this select option right over here, okay? Now if I hover over this select option, you can say that in the screen tips it says select text or objects in your document. This is particularly helpful for selecting text with certain formatting or objects that are behind text. All right, so if I go ahead and select this option, you can see here select all, select objects, select all text with similar formatting, no data, and then selection pane. Alright, so if I click on select all, you can see it basically does the same work of Control+A, right? And if I go back to select and click on select objects, there are no objects over here, so it's not gonna pick up anything right now. So if I select, let's say select all text with similar formatting, it will select every single one. Now if I go ahead and give this line, let's say bold, and then this line, let's give it italic, and I'm going to give this line also bold. Now let's go ahead and go to select, and if I go ahead with select text with similar formatting, you can see that only the bold part has been selected. The italic is not selected, and also not the normal fonts, they're not selected. Okay, so you can select the ones that you highlighted. Let's say you gave this paragraph as a heading, and you gave this paragraph as a heading as well. Now you want to select all the headings, you can just go ahead and select text with similar formatting. Now let's say if I give this italic as well. Okay, now let's see what happens here. If I select text with similar formatting, you can see that only the italic part is being selected. Okay, so that was the selection ribbon over here that you'll find it in the home ribbon. The editing compartment, it has the selection option from here. Okay, now let's say you want to choose a single sentence or a single line. How are you going to do that? Let's say you want to choose this line right over here. Let me create a space over here. Let's give a space, and I want to select this line only. How are you going to do that? One thing you can do here is you can just select it like this. Another way you can do it is much more easier. If you go over here in the left side, you can see our mouse, it turns diagonal. Okay, so from here, if I click on this sentence right over here, you can see that the whole sentence has been selected. Same way, if I go over here and select this sentence, you can see that this sentence has been selected as well. Okay, this is a very neat way and very easy way you can select a particular sentence. Now you can see that this sentence ends right over here, right? It has two full stops, one here and one here. But if I select it like this, you can see the whole sentence and the whole line has been selected beside the full stop happening over here. Okay, so that's a neat way you can select your options right over here, your sentences. Now another option you'll have in this diagonal mouse is that if you select this over here, and now if you drag it down, just pressing on your mouse button, and then if you just keep dragging it down, you can see that it keeps selecting lines and paragraphs as well. Okay, so this is a neat trick as well that you can use. Let's say you want to choose this one, and then you want to choose this two lines as well, then you can just go ahead and drag them just like that, right? Just like this, you can drag them. All right, so that is a neat trick that you can use while you are working on your projects or your text. Now here, what you can do is if you want to select like paragraphs that are not together, what you can do here is you can just go over to this diagonal mouse and press on Control, and then if you go down, you can see that it selects everything. But if I start selecting from here and then press Control, you can see that it selects. All right, now if I go down again, and then if I press Control and keep pressing this like this, you can see that it selects just like that. Okay, রেকর্ড দিতেছি শেষ করে আমি যামুগা বাসায় যামুগা কি করবো তাই কি করবো Now if I for instance want to select this paragraph first, and then let's say if I want to press it like this with the diagonal mouse, and then if I press on Control, you can see it's selected. And now if I go over here and select this one as well, and then also if I select, let's say, this text right over here. Now I want to make this text, let's say, all of them bold. You can see this turned bold, and then if I want to turn them italic, all of them turned italic as well. Okay, you can see all of them turned italic, and then let's give it an underline. Okay, so you can actually choose them all together if you want. All right, Now you can see if I press anywhere else, you can see that I have these texts bold and formatted to italic. Okay. Now selection of individual words is very simple as well. What you need to do here is you can just go over to the word that you want to select and then just click on, let's say I want to select this one right over here. Okay, and I can just simply double click on this word and it will be selected. And from here in the contextual menu, I can deselect it from italic, turn it normal, I can make it bold, I can apply, let's say, highlights, let's say give it a highlight of this green, light green. I can give it a font color, let's say let's give this a bright color, let's give it yellow. I can make this yellow, and so on and so forth. Okay, so those were the selections, making selections, how you can select your text, your words, your paragraphs very easily and very consistently. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you learned something in this lesson, and if you have any problem, you can contact us anytime you want. We're always here to help you guys. And with this, I'm going to end this lesson, so make sure to practice at home, and I will see you in another lesson. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson, we're going to go over advanced text formatting. Now, what is advanced text formatting? In our previous lesson, I showed you guys that how you can apply basic formatting. But in this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can elevate it and go beyond the basic formatting and learn about the advanced text formattings. So without wasting time, let's go over to Microsoft Word and take a look at these advanced text formattings. So we are here back on Microsoft Word, and we have our text from previous projects, right? So this is from the previous lessons, and we're here to learn about the advanced text formatting. Now, if I take a look here, if you take a look at this home ribbon, and in the font compartment, we have all of these formattings right over here, right? And we covered them already. Now, if you take a look at this arrow right over here, if I hover over in the screen tips, it says font, and it also has a shortcut key, which is Ctrl+D, and it says here that customize your text using advanced format, font, and character options to give it the exact look you want. You can add a variety of styles and colors to your text, as well as visual effects like strike through, subscript, superscript, and all caps. So basically, we can actually advance this whole layout and our text to our perceivable need. So if I go ahead and click on this option right here, this whole window, it opens up and it says here font, right? And in font, you can see that we have two tabs over here, which is font and then advanced. We're gonna go over to advanced in a little while, and first let me explain this font tab over here. Now in font tab, you can actually customize however you want, like the body of this text or of this project, or the headings of this project as well. Agency FB and then Algerian Arial, these are all font. Okay, so you can change the font to whatever you want. And then you can also change, there's this font style, says bold italic, currently it's bold italic, and then you can turn it to only bold and only italic, or just the regular font. You can change the size from here as well, like it's currently in 11 size, you can change it to 12 or so on, or you can actually go ahead and type in manually, right? Then we have the font color. So from here you can see that you can change the font color as well. Right now it's given automatic, but you can choose it however you want from just right here. Okay, there's this underline style as well. By default it's selected as this thick line because I selected a thick line earlier on, that's why it is selected a thick line. All right, underline color is this color because I selected this color earlier, so you can change it to anything else which will then represent as a default color for the underline color. Okay, then we have the effects. From here you can give the effects from strike through to double strike through, superscript, subscript, then we have small caps, all caps, and hidden. Okay, in this body preview you can see here, you can see the preview of the whole body, okay, which represents this the whole text that is in the background right now. Okay, so it is said here, this is the body theme font. The current document theme defines which font will be used. Okay, so that was the font section of this font window. Let's go over to the advanced section or the advanced tab. Now once I click on it, you can see here this is the advanced tab, and from here you can change it in a more advanced manner than it you can change it from over here. All right, so to change it in a more advanced manner, you can see here change character spacing. So if I change the spacing to, let's say, from 100 to 90, you would be seeing, let's say, first let's apply OK, and let's first use this word right over here. Now let's go over here, and you can see in our preview the suspendize word has been selected. So from here, if I use the character spacing to 200, you can see that the suspendize character or the whole word has been turned stretched open just like that. Okay, and then if I want to get it back to 100, it will just go back to normal. I can also use it to make this smaller. Okay, so scale, this is basically the scale of the whole word. So let me just cut it to 100 for now, or maybe we can just turn it to 150 so we can see what's happening over there. Now, which is the spacing, you can see here this is the character spacing option. Now in spacing, what you can do here is you can actually keep it in normal, or if you want more space you can use the expanded one. Now you can see that the word has been spaced in. All right, the spaced out of this each letter has some space between them. And in position, if you want lower or raised or lowered, you can do that. Okay, so let's keep it to normal right now. And then here by points, you can 1 point, and then you can change the points as well. So we have this current 4 points, and then we have points and above. All right, so if I select this one, you can see the scale has changed as well. And then we have this option to, let's say, increase the size or decrease it as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep this turned off for now. Then we have open type features, which is ligatures. We can set this to none. If you want, you can just give it anything you want. And then number spacing as well. So if you have any numbers, you can have you can do the spacings for that as well. We have the number forms and then stylistic sets as well. Now if I go to stylistic sets, you can see here it's set to default. You can set it to any number you want. So I'm just gonna set it to default for now. Okay, and then you can see there's this option called used contextual alternatives. Now if I turn this on, you can see it changes. Okay, I'm just gonna change it back off. So if I turn it back on, you can see that this changes back as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. And spacing, we can just turn it, if I give it condensed, you can see that it condensed the whole spacing. Okay, now if I expand it back, now if I click on OK, you can see that originally the word has been expanded just like that. All right, so that is an intrigue that you can use in this advanced formatting options right over here. All right, so to talk more about this advanced formatting, we're gonna go to styles over here. You can see here there's this whole compartment So in styles, you can see there are a lot of styles that you can choose from. And once I hover over these styles, you can see that it changes, all right? So there are a lot of styles that you can use from here. Now I can go on about these styles as well, but I'm not going to linger more on these styles, but I'm just going to show you guys how you can actually change these styles from here, okay? So for instance, if you want this style right over here, it's so now you can see that the styles have been changed. So let me select, let's say, this one, which is much more defining. So you can see now that the style has been changed. All right. So that's how you select the styles. And with this, I hope you understood this lesson. I hope you understood the advanced formatting. And if you have any problem, you can contact us. We're always here to help you guys. And with this, I'm going to end this lesson right now, and I'll see you in another lesson. Okay, goodbye. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson, we're going to go over how to move text with cut, copy, and paste. Now, I'm going to show you guys with another exercise file, which I'll be linking it down with your course. Once you purchase it, you'll get these files as well, these documents, so you can open it with me and then practice it as well. So let's go over to Microsoft Word and take a look at how we can move text with cut, copy, and paste. So we're back on Microsoft Word. Right over here, I have my document ready right over here. Okay, so it says here, let's talk about coffee. What is coffee? And then we have some subheadings right over here, okay? So now this is a very big document, a long document, so we're not going to use the whole of it, but I'm just going to use enough to make you understand what is what and which is which. Okay, so now, for instance, if I want to, let's say, select this particular topic right over here, this is the title. So firstly, I'm going to select it like this, or I can also select it just like this, with my diagonal mouse over here, and after I select it, I can just make it bigger. Say make it bigger, let's give it 22, and then I would like to make this bold, and also let me just align this into the center, so like that. If I want, I can change the color as well, but I'm just going to keep the color as it is right now. Now, if you notice down over here, you can see what is coffee, and then we have another heading right over here. So here what I can do is I can actually go ahead and select this one, and then I can press on the control and then select this one as well. Now you can see both of them have been selected. Okay, after selecting both of them, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn both of them bold. I can see both of them have turned bold, and let's say I want to increase the size to let's say 16. Once it is 16, I would like to change the color of this text as well. Let's change the text color to, let's say, let's give it a red color. Alright, so now it is a red color. So now we've organized our text from our usual format, right? So let me select it again, and let me select this right over here again. So I've minimized the whole page so that we can see both of these texts. Okay, so after doing that, let's turn down the size to, let's say, let's give it 12. Okay, now if I press and control and zoom in, you can see I've got a good view. So this is the perfect view. Okay, so let's keep this one. Okay, so once this is done, you can see we've differentiated our headings and subheadings. Okay, so now if you take a look at our clipboard right over here, you can see that we have all of these paste, cut, copy, format, painter, and there's this clipboard as well I have right over here. Now if I click on this clipboard right over here, you can see that the clipboard has these we have this clipboard window open right over here. Okay, So for instance, if I want to move a paragraph, let's say I want to move this paragraph from here to here, okay? So what I can do here is I can actually right click and cut, which will then in turn paste this and keep this in the clipboard. Also, what I can do here is I can actually select the cut option right over here. Now there's another option, a keyboard shortcut, which is Ctrl+X, that you can use for cut. So what I can do here is if I can just simply press on cut. Now if I take a look at the clipboard, you can see that I have this cut this text over here copied into the clipboard. Now I can use this anywhere I want. For instance, if I zoom in and if I want this text right below over here, I can just simply paste it by clicking on paste over here. You can see there are more pasting options right over here. You can see here all of these pasting options, and once I hover over them, the preview is shown how the text is going to be pasted, right? Okay, so another thing I can do here is I can just simply click on Ctrl+V, which in turn will paste my content. Let's give it Ctrl+V. Now you can see my text has been pasted. Okay, so now if I want to go back to everything how it was, I can simply just click on Ctrl+Z. Now you can see that the text has been taken back to the clipboard. Now if I go back to giving it Ctrl+Z it again, you can see it goes back to normal. If I press on Ctrl+Z again, the text has been gone back to how it was previously and how it originally was previously. Alright, now this time, for instance, if I want to move multiple paragraphs, how do I do that? Same process is just Control and select, not like that, actually Control and select this part, and then press on Control again, and then go ahead and press Control and select the other paragraph. After doing that, we can just simply cut, and then we can paste it wherever we want. For instance, I want this pasted right in between this part right over here. Okay, now if you take a look at the clipboard, you can see that it has been already copied. Alright, so let's go ahead and paste it. Ctrl+V. Now you can see the both paragraph has been pasted down below right over here, right? Very simple, just like that. Okay, now if you want to go back, you can just click on Ctrl+Z and then again, and it will just go back to normal how it was. Alright, so very simple as that. Alright, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you learned something how you can cut and paste and move your content around your interface. Okay, so with this I'm going to end this lesson, and I will see you in another lesson. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson on Microsoft Word. In this lesson we're going to cover paint formatting and find and replace. So basically, paint formatting is a formatting way how you can use a format or use an effect that you used and then paste it somewhere else. I'm going to show you that in a moment, and also we're going to cover find and replace, where you can actually go ahead and find different words that you're looking for or different sentences that you're looking for, and then you can replace them as you wish. So let's go to Word and take a look how we're going to do all of these functions. So we are back here in our Word document, and I've opened this from our previous lesson, which is about coffee. Alright, so firstly what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about the Format Painter. Now what is the Format Painter? Format Painter, you'll find that function right over here. You can see here this is the Format Painter, and if you take a look at the screen tips, Format Painter is the keyword is Ctrl+Shift+C, or you can use Ctrl+Shift+V. Okay, so these are for copy and pasting, and there are some screen tips description as well, like the look of a particular selection. You can apply that look to other content in the document. To get started, select content select the content with the formatting you like, then click Format Painter, select something else to automatically apply format. Okay, so let's apply some formatting first. So for instance, I want to add a formatting to this sentence right over here. Okay, so I've selected this sentence. Let's say I want to make this bold, also italic, and I also want to give it an underline, and let's change the underline to thick, and then let's change the underline color to this color right over here. Okay, after doing that, we're going to highlight this. All right, after highlighting, now we're going to keep it like this. Okay, now for instance, if you want to apply this formatting to another sentence, for instance this sentence right over here, the rational choice would be going over everything, just doing it manually, right? But if you just go ahead and click on right over here, and if you click on Format Painter, you would notice that there is my cursor over here. It looks like a painter or a paintbrush right now, right? So basically, if I hover over here and select this sentence right over here, and if I just click on it, you can see that the format has been pasted all the way to this sentence right over here. Okay, so that is the work of the Format Painter. Now if you notice that once I'm done formatting this sentence, the paintbrush is already gone. Now there is another way where you can multiply do this with multiple sentences. For instance, if I go ahead and click on this here, and now if I go to Format Painter and double click on the Format Painter, let's say I want to format paint this one right over here, this line right over here. Now if you notice that my paintbrush is not gone, it's still there. Okay, so I can actually go ahead and print on this sentence as well as I can print on multiple sentences if I want, just like this. Okay, so now you can see that the Format Painter is still not gone. So if I just click on here, okay, and if I click on Format Painter another time, you can see now it's gone. All right, so that was the Format Painter, how you can use it. So that was the Format Painter, how you can use it actually. Now let's go ahead and cover the format or find and replace option. Now the find and replace option is really easy if you know where to find it. Let's say the most rational way to use this find and replace is actually using this one right over here. Okay, so you can see here there's this find option. If I click on it, the navigation bar opens up. Now there's another way you can open up this bar, is if I click on across, and if I go to this page right over here, if I click on it, the navigation bar opens up. Now for instance, if you want to search for a specific word that you want to find in your document, you can actually go ahead and search for this here. Let's say I want to search for coffee. You can see here every single coffee word has been highlighted in our document once I've done it. Now you can see here it says results 21 of 309, which basically means that there are 309 coffee words, and it's only showing only 21 results right now in this page. Now if I go down here, you can see here it shows a lot more from here. All right, so that's how you can find your words, and then you can actually replace them. If you want to replace them, just click on here and find what is this is coffee, and replace with, let's say I want to replace this with caffeine. So if I select replace all, now all it says all done. We made 309 replacements. Now you can see that we previously found 309, and if I click on OK, and now if I click on close, now if I go ahead and click on coffee, you can see there are no matches of coffee. They have been replaced with caffeine right over here. You can see here it's replaced with caffeine. Now if I look for caffeine, you can see there are 309 caffeine words in our Word document, all right, including the topic title as well. So that was the find and replace, how you can do it. Okay, so I hope you understood this, how you can format painter, use the format painter, and also the find and replace. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you learned something. If you have any problem, then you can ask us. We're always here to help you guys. With this, I'm going to end this lesson right over here, and in our next lesson we're going to go over and practice what we have learned. Okay, so another exercise is coming up, so I will see you in that exercise lesson. Okay, with this, I'm going to end this right now, and I'll see you in that exercise file. All right, goodbye.